Hello, Captain Falcon. Hello, Bear. Man, y'all show up fast. Like, really fast. Holy cow. How's it going? It's been a long time since I've done one of these. For good reason. Hopefully. It's going, Captain. It's just going. Hey, Fudge Man. It's going. After... Greetings, hacker. It has been a while. It has been a long time. Since the whole, if you read my community posts, you would know that my favorite reaction of this season has been getting some problems due to YouTube's idiocracy. I blame YouTube because it's not happening anywhere else. I don't see it. It's not my computer. I've been to several different computers. It happens the exact same way. It is definitely YouTube's fault. And apparently it's just going to take a little bit longer to get that reaction out. And I'm sorry. I could upload it on BitChute, but I'm not entirely sure if I can upload an actual video without it screwing up. So I want to do a death battle discussion because those always make me happy, and do a live stream with you guys so I can talk to you, get my spirits up a little bit. My guess is around 15 max, 8 at the 3 at the least. Once the stream has reached an hour, like it usually does. I mean, if you want, you can also you can also talk about other things, because with the new death battle that came out, along with the newest death battle that's coming out next time, I really want to talk about those because I'm very big fans of each and every one of those series. I won't spoil anything for those of you who have not already watched this death battle, so. Yeah, Wario vs. DD was good. They did say this season was going to be weird matchups or something like that, and that definitely is a weird matchup. Who would win a death battle? Cyborg Bigfoot, or Zombie T-Rex? Depends on what kind of cybernetics that the. Well, Zombie T-Rex can't die unless the Cyborg Bigfoot has some like incinerating cannons that can destroy him at a cellular level or something like that. Either way, the T-Rex has a lot of ferocity, while the Cyborg probably has more augments that could put him on top. If he had a gun to my head, I would probably go with the Cyborg. My streams are me. I sit down, I talk, and let things just kind of divulge from there. Let the audience that shows up kind of dictate what I'm talking about, despite the fact that the title says one thing, and sometimes we talk about something else. But sometimes those other things are usually death battle. So this is one of the first times I'm actually doing a death battle related stream. I think things are actually going to stay in a consistent flow. And yes, the new DB made me disappointed. Not sad, just disappointed. It's not like I disagree with the outcome. I disagree how they did it. And since I think I said this last stream. And I'm gonna say this stream. It's up in the air. I don't like things being concrete until I'm actually inside the door. But it appears I'm doing this as I don't know as possible. It appears that I'm getting an internship over at Rooster Teeth, specifically over in the branch of Death Battle. So in time, it is plausible for a guy like me to work on these episodes with them as well. And as I talk to the writer of Death Battle, he is going to try and get me into the thanks, Vera. I appreciate it. But they're gonna try to get me into the area where I get to also write / dictate how some fight choreography things come out. If you've been following my DeviantArt, my ArtStation, my whatever, and even my YouTube channel and all my animations, you guys would know. I live in Austin. You guys would know that I like to make fight sequences and stuff like that, especially with your Ruby characters. And new death battle, if you know it. And they saw that and was like, they're interested. And so I might be able to be the one to be like, well, this person kind of just rips out the spine, beats it over the head with it, and then throws it into a furnace. I could be that guy, So I want to treat Death Battle as a respectable company. So I like to give criticism where criticism is, and I find a bit wrong with the Ben 10 and Green Lantern thing, and I have high hopes. I have high hopes for the next Death Battle that's coming out. So, yeah, we can talk about Death Battle, see how things go, and then once you make animations. how to know this. Oh, you can just head off into my playlist and just find animations, and you have all of them right there. I'm currently working on my latest one, Caden versus Blake, and I'm doing a progress report every Wednesday and Friday. Whatever I get done, I upload it on my DeviantArt. I could go and I think I have one up here. Give me a second. What I got done recently is one of my favorites, actually. I'm actually really proud of this one. Really proud of this one, because I'm not, I'm modest. I'm, like, extremely modest of a person. And I'm willing to say, in the beginning, I used to trace a lot and do a lot of this, but ever since then, I have not traced a single time from my most recent animations at all. It really showcased how the level of quality of my animations are just purely me now, and I'm really happy about that. Also, people like Cammy and a whole bunch of other different, like, animators that are on YouTube also heavily inspire me. I want to be as good as them one day. What's the time I streamed and stuff animating all day? A bunch of random shit in the chat. It was so cool. Really good for... Yeah, it is. It is. And I didn't want to be one of those people, because there are people who trace and just trace. That's all they do. And I didn't want to be that guy, because I also was like that when I was like 7. I always used to trace everything I draw. And I'm like, I can't trace and copy everything I draw. And then that thing inside of me said, if I really want to make something about this in my life, I can't just steal other people's work. So I branched off from that, did my own original thing, and now I'm currently up to 2,300 pages of my original work, with all of it being me. And at this point, where I am with Caden versus Blake, all of it. Maybe just some slight references with hands. That's it. That's all I'm ever doing, and it's fantastic. I love it when you can see yourself progress, and that's why I love animation so much, especially 2D animation. Weiss versus Mitsuru. I am a huge RWBY fan, and I am a humongous Persona fan. Persona 3 being my third favorite, ironically enough, Persona that I ever got to play. Mitsuru was my waifu in Persona 3 Fees. So I prefer 2D animation. It's not that I hate 3D animation, it's just hard for me to wrap my head around it as easily as it is 2D animation. And I don't know, I've done some good 3D animation stuff, but I can never get to the same quality level that I like with 2D animation. I don't know, I just enjoy myself more drawing frame by frame by frame. It seems tedious on the outside, but for me, I'm having so much fun. Hold on, let me actually get this. Yeah, I know, that's next F battle. I know. I watched Ben versus Hal, aka Green Lantern, and I know that's the next one, and I'm skeptical. Tabs. Give me a second. I need to. Oh, here it is. There's a tab. All right. Play capture. Oh, you're seeing the void. There we go. Less voidy. I think this should be good. So what I'm currently doing right now is Caden versus Blake. This is turning out to be my favorite fight of them all, because I'm able to put a lot of my own personal humor and how they fight. Blake being an interesting person to animate, I can say that much. It's going to be hard to see and actually dictate how her clones is supposed to get her out of situations. If there's one thing Caden has over Blake, it's speed, and Blake just has her ingenuity and tactics over Caden. He's not much of a strategist. So, when it comes to these fan fights slash fights with my characters, I try to be as fair as possible. I'm not the type of guy to... right now, my original character's lost, I think, like 3 times. So, the void is always good. Yeah. That's great, hacker. I can see into eternity. Yeah. And that's the one thing. Maybe you bring that up, Verb, because one of the things I don't like about the current One Punch Man anime, I know, oh man, it's like, oh man, I'm about to ish all over the One Punch Man Season 2 anime. Because for good reason. There's a lot of less impact in the fights. And that's the one thing about animation that I liked about Season 1. Every punch that Saitama did had impact. The punches that Saitama does, and punches that it seems to be a lot of people are doing in that anime, aren't as impactful. Like, the best impact you got was Boros versus Saitama, especially the serious punch. After he punches the beam, you get some small silence, and then you get that hit of the wind hitting Boros, and that feels good. And I try my best to imitate that in my animations, and I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better. So, yeah. I'm happy you guys enjoyed that little tidbit. I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna hope. I'm gonna do my best. I got 3 weeks to 4 weeks. I'm going to do my best to get Blake versus Kaden out as soon as the death battle with Weiss and Mitsuru. As a big Ruby, hey, Weiss is fighting this chick, Blake's fighting this dude, kind of thing. I want to do that, but this is going to be a very long fight. This is probably going to be longer than Stanford versus Weiss, and that was almost 10 minutes long. So, yeah. Because this has a lot more tactics involved than just trying to hit each other very hard. Yeah, I feel the same way. Season 2 isn't bad by any means, but also not very as good. Yeah, definitely. It is a serviceable anime. That's just it. It's serviceable. Which, for One Punch Man, when you got Season 1, that wasn't a serviceable anime. That was a God-given anime. That anime made people who didn't even like anime watch anime. But Season 2, you got more people dropping anime because of this. So it's like, me and Josh are just watching it out of obligation at this point, since we're really invested into the thing. I read the manga, so I already know everything that's going to happen. I'm just disappointed at how the manga has more movement than the anime sometimes, and it's very sad. Dude, while you're giving the animation the touch-ups you need, inject it with energy. Like, literally, grab a ball of imaginary positive energy and just slap it full of animation is playing. Yeah, I'm gonna, like, right now I'm just doing the basics of the movement, and I'm gonna add the backgrounds in and stuff, and hair and all that. You know, I'm just trying to make sure that the movements that I have inside my head actually look like they're supposed to be. Hey, for me. Yeah, I mean, the song did. Yes, I felt nothing. The song at first. Why must you mention it? I don't see the appeal. Anime is anime. Though, I can't say anything about the next Death Battle because I don't like either series. Heck, I don't even like Death Battle. Hey, we all have our opinions, and everyone always has theirs. I love Death Battle, love Ruby, and love Persona. And you're like the polar opposite of me, but guess what? We're both people, and I like you, man. Polo, you're one of my favorite dudes. You always show up to my live streams. You see, Todd? You don't have to argue about everything. Boros versus Goku Namek Saga. According to the data book, Boros can blow up stars, so Boros. And that's according to the data book. That is canon, apparently. If it's just Boros and you want to give him planetary, then it's going to be a hard fight. But the only thing I can't see Goku getting past is the regeneration that Boros has. The only thing that Goku can probably do is outlast him, but that's just it. Boros has pretty damn good energy. But it's up in the air. Goku Namek Saga, if you're talking like Super Saiyan, he haymakered a blast that destroyed a planet from Frieza like it was nothing. So that again, if you want to go off the data book Boros, Boros got it. But if it's just regular Boros, then he's gonna have either a tough fight or just straight up lose. Who do you think will win next Death Battle, Weiss or Mitsuru? If I'm gonna be completely honest, here it is. Mitsuru has many different ways to win. She can zap spirit energy, and since Aura is basically spirit energy, whenever she's low on SP to heal herself, use her ice attacks, and use Megalodonna, which can bypass durability, by the way. When she's running low on SP, she just steals it from Weiss and just continues on. And as for Weiss, she doesn't have John with her, like she had at the end of volume, I think it was 5 or something. So she's not going to be able to replenish her aura, making it so that sooner or later she's gonna run out MP. Mitsuru's gonna have as much MP as she needs to gain the victory. How I believe she's going to win, if I'm gonna come up with a good death for her, is that she freezes Weiss, being an ironic thing to the Ice Queen to be frozen, and then Mitsuru heel kicks her out of existence. That's about the best I can come up with. I can think of ways for Weiss to win, but off the top of my head, I gotta go with Mitsuru. Fun tidbit for the subject of Death Battle. The sprites animator from the earlier Joshua. Great. So we're continuing this thing. All right. You give me a free super chat. So here. Oh, that's cool. Oh, at least it's free. See, that's good. Free super chat. That's good. All right. Again, people giving me money. I'm not good with that. And this is why I usually don't also do live streams. You guys are too nice. The earlier Death Battle, Blanca versus Pikachu and other around the time Jordan used to animate the same. Oh, that's awesome. See, lore. Well, nice lore. Now I know that, and now I'm even more happy once I get into that place. That's awesome. He said, and that was a long time ago. Like Pikachu versus Blanca, man. Now I feel old. Positivity driven force of the world. Well, my eyes. My eyes. Honestly, I'm picking Weiss due to knowing nothing of Persona, but I'm doubting her chances. Weiss is kind of not good in combat. Take her weapon away, and she's useless. People can say the same thing when it comes to the Evoker tool, which is basically the Evoker is a gun that they use to summon a Persona. But since apparently Persona 4 Arena and Ultimax are quote unquote canon, apparently they are. I could be wrong about that, but I've been told a lot that they're canon. She can just summon her Persona without her Evoker anymore, so that's no longer an issue. Get rid of her Evoker, she can still summon her Persona regardless. So there's that. Let's give her the benefit of that. Let's say they're still going to use the Evoker to summon her Persona. Getting rid of the Evoker does not automatically mean that Mitsuru herself is vulnerable. She can still use various forms of attack in that regard. The only thing about Weiss and Mitsuru is that they've mostly been in fights with other people, so it's very hard to gauge what they are in when a one-on-one fight. However, due to Persona Ultimax and Persona 4 Arena, you can see Mitsuru is capable of handling herself on her own in a one-on-one fight. So, again, up in the air. Some people like to argue that it was mistranslation because the character in Japanese is being planet or star, but whatever, depends on which one you prefer. Yeah, planet or star. That's the thing about data books, man. You can't really trust them very much. Translations always can take it down. Who is your favorite video game character? My favorite video game character? It's up in the air between Kratos from God of War or Sora from Kingdom Hearts. It's really up in the air. I really like both those guys. You can't make me choose. He's allergic to money. It's more like I just don't like people giving me things that I don't feel like I deserve. You feel old? Imagine how I feel. Moro versus Tyrek. Moro versus Tyrek. I need to remember who MLP versus I need to remember who Moro is. And it's from Dragon Ball Super. Oh, I see. Moro, the new guy who's in Dragon Ball Super, the guy who can absorb energy. I see why, and it makes perfect sense why you would want Tyrek and him to fight. But if we're going to go at their strongest, it's got to go with Moro, since he was able to beat both Goku and Vegeta at their strongest. And his main weakness came from Boo. I didn't really read the chapter, but all I do know is he was beaten by Boo for some reason. It really depends. I really don't know. But I'm going to go for Moro because Dragon Ball. Kratos versus Sora. To tell you the truth, that'll be a damn good fight. Once I'm baffled as to what people are thinking about. I'm not familiar with any word you're saying. Oh, well. Question. If someone donated a large sum of money, how would you respond? With unbelievable amounts of both respect for you, respect for the person, respect for everyone. And it always goes like this. I don't expect you guys to give me money, because from what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to get a job. I have a job. I'm getting my own money. I'm paying my own rent. I'm trying to be an adult. And getting money from other people, unless I specifically ask for it, always seems very wrong to me. That's why my Patreon is so, because I want to get back to doing more Patreon stuff, but I can't because I'm currently in a moving process along with everything else that's going on right now. So once I get into my own place, I'll definitely do more Patreon stuff, which is like the main thing that I'm waiting for right now. But as for giving me money just randomly, I always feel so weird. I always feel appreciated a lot. It's a strange feeling. It's just a strange feeling. Like the time, thanks to Ver and Cammy, when I was doing my Deltarune playthrough, I just almost had a heart attack. Not for real, but I did have a weird pain in my chest. It was there. I think it was, what do they call it? Humbleness? Not humbleness. The feeling of being appreciated. The feeling of being like you have people in this world that like you. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Anyway, I feel that. Too long didn't read. I feel strange. If you've seen the answer, it shows Mitsuru summoning her persona in Tartarus because the shadow was about to kill her father. If Weiss pushes her far enough, she could summon her persona without it. Yeah, okay. So that's confirmation there. So without, even when she doesn't have a revoker, if she's backed into a corner, she's gonna summon her persona. The one thing about personas that are on like stands. Personas, if you hurt the persona, you do hurt the user. This is showcased in the Persona 4 anime, where you have like 2 or 3 shadows getting on Yu's Izanagi, and he's saying "get off me," aka whatever he feels on that he does. But the thing is, I don't know the durability aspect of the persona. If it's made out of metal, does that also make it so that you can tank metal? What metal can tank as well? That's the thing. Did you watch the Ben? Yes, I did watch Ben versus Green Lantern. The only reason why I'm not doing Death Battle reactions anymore is because I'm trying to give myself, because I'm usually using most of my time to do more projects revolving around when I actually get into my Death Battle internship. I want to be as ready as possible, so I'm using the next month and a half to just do things to broaden my skills. And right now, it is working out and paying off pretty okay. I have watched that. I'm disappointed. I don't disagree with the outcome. I just disagree with the execution. Wrong to you. What utter nonsense you get, and I always appreciate that. I always appreciate that. Damn. Okay. Not trying to get emotional. Also, Noctis, Final Fantasy versus Rex, Xenoblade, Battle of Kings, variety of weapons. Noctis versus Rex. The only thing. You have to come up with Noctis's and Rex's biggest feats. And their biggest feats are Noctis's, like, king form, where he gets all the weapons that he used against the Leviathan. That is, like, his most powerful state that you can give him versus Rex. But Rex also has Pyra and Mithra when you fuse them together into the green-haired one, which allows him to move as fast as light. And while I cannot calculate Noctis' speed with that form, I can say that he's slower than light. So Rex, to me, has that. Not to mention he has a variety of different blades to get him out of any situation that Noctis might use fire. He just uses a fire-type blade. He uses ice, he uses an ice-type blade. So on and so forth, and just finish him off with Mithra. So, I don't know. I think it's because it's the artist in me that likes to put myself down a lot, Hacker. I never look at my things as the glass half full. I always look at half empty, and there's like a crack like in the mid segment of the cup. So every time I try to put stuff in, it will always leak out slower and slower. So if I don't continue to put more things in that cup, I'll never get even close to the edge. That sort of thing. I'm that type of guy. And yeah, my hobby is analyzing things. I like to really dig deep into character analysis, character things, animations in general, what's going on, see if I can predict what's going to happen, because storytelling, it also encompasses a good storyteller if you can look at a story, sees where it's going, and see how it can be executed in proper ways. And not to bootlick here, but things like Cammy's glitch tail things with minor hiccups, as showcased in the newest video that came out, the timeline, how he kind of pointed out a little thing. But hey, you know, as all storygoers go, you kind of make things up, and then when you get that stride, you continue doing it. And then once you get to the later season, it's very hard to find any like glaring contradictional things. And stuff like that. And I love doing stuff like that because I like to improve my own things and improve other people's things and show how I appreciate their level of detail and consistency, because positivity is what makes the world go round, and I like to be that positive guy, which is why I didn't want to do like a reaction or reinstated thing with the Ben 10 versus the Green Lantern thing, because I have nothing but negative things to say about it. And then the physical thing, I like stands, which is physical. Yeah. And since both personas and aura are a manifestation of your spirit, the SP drain is very apparent for Mitsuru to use against Weiss. And since Weiss's like entire thing is by using up her aura, it's gonna be very hard for me to say that she's gonna be able to have enough stamina to beat Mitsuru. Not to say it's impossible to beat her. Knowing Death Battle, they might find a way somehow, but that's just it. Your MLP reactions? What's the context of this? I think I missed it. Paladin Pony. I've been trying to think of a good opponent for Gold Experience Requiem. Isn't a stomp for months by now. This It's shown to be impossible so far. It is very hard to fight a guy who can literally make it so that you never stepped to try to fight him to begin with, so... Good luck with trying that. I can think of a few. So confused, so very confused. If you had to choose another Persona versus Ruby battle, which would I choose? Persona versus Ruby. That's just it when it comes to like Persona and Ruby. Because other than the side characters, you got like people like Junpei, Yusuke, you know, someone from Persona 5 would probably be like, I don't know, An, or even Haru, Morgana if you want to do like a mascot versus mascot thing, like I guess Morgana versus oh no, that's still Persona. Morgana versus Zwei. You know, cat versus dog. Zwei's a pretty strong dog, so it's not like it's a stomp, but there you go. On a brief subject of reactions, have you ever seen Madness Combat? Yeah, I did see someone mention that to me with Twitter. I'm not issuing with you. I have it like on a separate, like I have it in my bookmark. Like once I get to my new apartment, I want to watch all the things that people are suggesting for me. I can't do any of that now because all of this stuff that I'm doing right now pretty much warrants that it requires more attention in other areas. Not to mention, I'm more of a drive of drawing and doing animating right now, and reaction at this point is still the hobby-based variant. So yes, Madness Combat, I have like the entire playlist. Do not worry, the playlist is there. I click the link and there's the playlist. All I need to do is just set up the desktop capture and just watch it once, and that'll be it. So as soon as that, I'm gonna make an update video saying, hey, this is my new apartment, and once I do, in like a week's time, I'll have more things that aren't just MLP reactions. I'm sorry about the whole social media thing. I'm not a very social media guy. In fact, I'm not a very social guy at all. A few hours ago, by accident. Honestly, only criticism against Death Battle is use Ben, but the Alien Force. They did this before. Remember Toph versus Gaara? They use feats from both Toph's old age along with Gaara and his pre-Shippuden look. It kind of looked like his look that he got when he was fighting Kimimaro at the end of part 1. So Death Battle always does this. If they can't really find a sprite or make a custom sprite of a character already, you just kind of go with the fact that it's a younger look, but it's still there. Like how Jotaro, even though Jotaro from part 4 clearly has other feats to do, they still use the part 3 look of Jotaro, but still referencing the fact that it still does have part 4 experience, that sort of thing. That Death Battle does that all the time. The only thing I don't like about Death Battle is how they really downplayed Alien X, thinking that he rewinds time and then gives a tidbit to have Hal go back in time, and you think Alien X can't go back in time either. And they also think that cutting off the arm is the equivalency of saying that the Watch will not try to help him, due to the one time he got his arm quote unquote lobbed off by that one guy with the axe, but he didn't get his arm lobbed off. His arm was he was transported to another dimension, and his arm was just right there. Not to mention the Omnitrix took control of the arm itself, trying to get back to Ben as much as possible, having its own level of sentience. So here's the thing. If you're going to say that the lobbing arm thing from that episode is the equivalency of lobbing his arm off for real, meaning that his arm is lifeless, meaning that the Watch will still try to get to Ben even if his arm is not attached to his body. And in that episode, kids messed with the arm, turned him into an alien, and he still turned into an alien. Meaning that the Watch will still protect him even if he doesn't have it on his arm. The thing's tied to his DNA regardless. So, whatever. Very for me, Wrestle Pessimist. Hoi, alright. Besides Alien X, also those aliens are from first series. Quick question: are you familiar with the game Bendy and Ink Machine? Very much familiar. Seen every single chapter. Can't wait until whatever it is we're supposed to get when it comes to that universe. If Death Battle has a checklist of Death Battles, it'd be the best thing ever if you could choose one and for you to do your thing. That would be awesome. When I get into their studio, I will know how their process works, because they say that they get it They do the research, and since they do so much research, if it becomes a stomp, they can't just scrap all the research. Meaning that they do this by the time the first thing is done, and then just go on to the next thing. But if there's like a list and you just kind of throw darts at it, that'd be fun. Junpei versus Crow, oh, that'd be fun. Someone could beat Gold Experience Requiem would be Dio over Heaven. Yeah, because it showed in the game that he can do that. So yeah, the only thing that can beat Dio over Heaven is Star Platinum versus Star Platinum Heaven over Heaven. So seriously, everyone either has no defense to his powers, which means Giorno stomps, or are completely immune to his power, which means Giorno gets stomped. You have not said any for some time. I've been watching. What do you mean? I uploaded the last. I uploaded the last MLP reaction like literally last week. I was surprised because Hasbro like immediately just took the revenue and I was able to just upload it. The newest episode that I'm trying to get out is stupid because, well, YouTube is not allowing me just to have my day. Apparently, I already explained it in my community post. If you want to know the context to why the newest episode I haven't uploaded, but the way you phrase it is like I haven't even started watching season 9 at all. If Ben wanted to win, he would go Echo times 100, switch to another alien 1,000 different times. Yeah, exactly. Or, you know, use Alien X to, instead of rewind time, pause time, walk up to him, and then punch him in the face 1 billion times, start time up. All that pressure from one singular point going at 1 second would kill Hal in no problem. Or, using his eyes, he can see that the constructs are coming from the ring, pause time, take the ring off, and win. There's so many things that Ben could have done. There's so many things Ben could have done. Hal can travel through time, but he cannot survive as time has stopped. This has not been shown as far as I'm aware. Like I said, they really downplayed Alien X, thinking he can only do one particular thing just because he showed it. If you can manipulate time, you can probably stop time too. It's like saying Whis from Dragon Ball can't stop time because he only showcased that he can rewind it. Big thought, Ben 10 transforms. Upgrade, possesses the ring, takes it off Hal, and becomes a lantern. Upgrade is OP. And I agree, but the only thing about that is, how would Ben know that the ring is mechanical? Like, it has been shown that the ring is in fact like a type of technology instead of just a piece of ornament or something like that. Upgrade can do it, but how would Ben know? Give me the context. How would Ben know that a ring on a person's finger is supposed to be equivalency to mechanic and machinery? Even I wouldn't like go straight to that end. That's a mood about being social. Green Lantern. Also, Ben have high went back in time to kill him, so travel the same time point. Alien X can sense the time disturbance. Yes, all this stuff. Again, they really downplayed how Ben works, and that's the only problem. So you haven't read the JoJo Magno? Yeah, I have. I've read all the way up to part 8. I've read Lightning Dash. I'm appalled at you. I read part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm currently on 8 because 8 isn't over yet. Yeah, and that can erase the opponent instantly by thinking. He thinks and you're dead. Doesn't even needs to move. Yeah, and in the death battle, they made it so like he was Thanosing him, like slowly but surely his atoms are getting eating apart when he could just think and he's gone. I guess they were trying to say that Hal's will was so strong that he was fighting back erasure, but they didn't really emphasize that enough to make me say, why didn't Ben just out of existence like that? But whatever. Where's CB so far? I gotta kind of agree. Well, at least in forms of this season, I didn't really find. Is just so many things they could have done, and this is why I believe they're really better off just doing characters that are more grounded. When you get to Alien X, a person who is almost omnipotent, you have to come up with good reasons to nerf him, to have him lose, because the way they had it was just so like out of left field, unbelievable in the sense that you shouldn't have done that to begin with, like at all. So Street Fighter characters, stuff like that, that's their bread and butter. You can do characters like that. Like Matsuru versus Weiss right now, Yeah, that's a good matchup. None of them can blow up like universes or anything like that. The best they can probably do is maybe blow up a small mountain. That's it. And that's a huge maybe. And worst part is, this was after Wario vs. DDD, which had an intentionally embarrassing end. Yeah. The watch will also transform him automatically to save him, even if someone tries to surprise attack without him having to press it. This saved him from the Big Bang, and also in other moments as well throughout the rest of the series. Ben states that the watch will not let him die. It will do its best. It will do everything it can. So anyone bringing up the lobbing arm off thing, Ben wasn't going to die, so the watch didn't feel like it needed to do anything. But when Ben's life was in jeopardy, it turns into an alien and saves him. That's what it does. Have you ever made any reactions to things involving Bendy and Ink Machine? I don't remember. I don't think I have. No. There were a few things that I want to get to, but again, with the whole scheduling thing and how I just stopped doing like fan stuff for a while, I'll see if I can get to something. I came late, so instead of this sour battle, any thoughts of the upcoming one? I've gone over it, and for you shipping is magic, Mitsuru has this purely because she can drain the aura from Weiss whenever she needs more energy herself. So, and Weiss has no way of actually countering that or doing something along the lines that she can do the same thing to her to get her aura back. She doesn't have John with her. She can't boost her aura in any way. The only thing she has an advantage of, and literally the only thing she has the advantage of, is that she has lightning dust, fire dust, and other types of dust. Ice dust means absolutely nothing to Mitsuru. She almost just negates ice in general. So 1/7 of her entire arsenal is completely useless. While Mitsuru can make it so that makes it so that Weiss is weak to ice with Ice Break. So yeah, plus she has a move called Megalodon. I think that's how you say it. It's an almighty attack, which goes through all durability. So her aura won't be able to protect her. And since Ruby's universe is basically humans with amped potential, if you get past the amp, you just have flesh human bodies. And Megalodon is an almighty attack. Mitsuru's got this. Alright, so here's the #1 death battle request I've always had. Albert Wesker, Resident Evil versus Adam Jeans from Deus Ex. Deus Ex. If you know these guys, who you got? Well, okay. Albert Wesker has fantastic maneuverability. He's almost like one of the agents in The Matrix. He even has a look to boot. He has fantastic fighting strength, he can hold off his own, dodge bullets, so he's definitely faster than sound. And he has, I forget the type of virus he has, but that virus augments his strength to a considerable degree. Not to mention his weapon proficiency is actually pretty damn impressive. They have guns named after him, for Christ's sakes. Deus Ex, don't know much about him as much as I feel like I do, because I did play Deus Ex Human Revolution, but I do not remember everything that he can do other than the augments that Deus Ex does in fact have. The one thing that he has over Wesker is the fact that he can probably come up with different ways with his augments to bypass some things Albert can do. But the only thing about Albert is it took throwing him into a volcano and a rocket launcher to take him down. I don't think you have this. I don't think Deus Ex can handle that same thing. I could be wrong. If you know more about my Genis, Adam, if you know more about Adam than I do, tell me if he can survive something like that. If not, it's going to take a lot to take Wesker down, because I don't know the arsenal that Adam has. There you go. So if I had to choose off the top of my head, I would go with Albert. Sora versus Crow? Sora. Easy. Crow's strong, but Sora can bust continents. So, doesn't even need Alien X to mess with time. Just turn it to clockwork. Yeah, he can just turn into the Chrono Sapien and just do that. That's the whole thing. Milos Murphy versus Crow versus Jinx death battle. Milo Murphy versus Crow versus Jinx. Jinx has hexes. That's like the main thing. It's not like everywhere she is, bad luck happens. Crow and Milo, they're the main guys who they're around, bad stuff happens. However, Milo's bad luck occurs a hell of a lot more, and more specifically and weirdly. While Crow is more of just, it's there, bad things happen, but it can also be attributed just to, you know, you just didn't get luck of the draw in general. Like, that just thing was just something else. Milo, you can literally just be standing there doing nothing, and then suddenly a meteor crashes down, and it's not the meteor that hits you. It's more of just the aftershock after it hits. A pigeon loses its fight trajectory, runs himself into a house, which jolts a guy up from his sleep, hitting his head on a lamppost. He falls down on the bed. That thump then allows some pennies to fall throughout the crevices of the floor. They do fall down and hits a rat. The rat falls and goes inside of a little containment unit. It runs up into the sewers, bites your leg. You yelp, and as soon as you yelp, you breathe in so hard that you cough. That's how that stuff works. All right, you can't really fight that. Use one of his smart aliens, like the one with the huge brain that they apparently had. It's like, it's so weird, so weird. And plus, here's the thing: we don't know how strong Ben even really truly is. He has over 1 million different aliens, and we only get to see a grand total at max maybe 150. Shipping is magic. Your profile name. Do you mean shipping as in parting characters? Please say no. How did you like Star vs. Forces of Evil final episode? Did not watch. I need to get to that as soon as I get time. Do not tell me I didn't even know Star vs. Forces of Evil ended. Okay, give me a minute. Ben turns into Brainstorm, which has a ratio of 1 non-alien, and discusses how things are. Throw the rings. Yeah, done. He's like, okay, I need to know information on this guy. Turns into that one for like 3 seconds, gets everything, turns back, wins. Done. Knowing how Ben would think things out, dumb luck. That, and people seem to undermine the fact that Ben is really friggin' smart, especially in Alien Force. People seem to forget that he has a photographic memory. Yeah? You guys forgot about that? People seem to do. Ben is hella smart. He just chooses to be dumb sometimes. But he does use dumb luck most of the time. But he is still smart. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Alien X is straight up busted. Which is why I can see why so many people dislike this battle, because it's like you had to come up with your own personal reasons why you would have him lose. Didn't they use Part 6 stats for that Jotaro versus Kenshiro fight too? You only mentioned his stats from part 4. Yeah, I did that as an example. No, I only did that as an example as to why they use a particular model, not like power wise. The person said they use young Ben despite having alien forces aliens, showcasing that it makes no sense. So this isn't the right timeline. What I was trying to say is, in the Jotaro versus Kenshiro fight, you have Part 3 looking Jotaro. However, you have a Part 4 looking Jotaro and a Part 6 looking Jotaro, and they use those stats regardless. They just lump all those stats into one model because they can't either find or make another model of that kind. That's it. I didn't think I needed to also go to Part 6's stats because, you know, in the end the battle's done. It didn't change anything. Archie Supersonic versus UI Goku. Archie Supersonic destroys. Why? Planet level is okay too. There's a hacker. That is. Yes, hacker. That is. I hate when characters or Nirimoto get beaten by extraordinarily weak characters. Tell me about it. It sucks. Check out MOP Twinkle Wish Adventure. I'll see about that. What about Jono versus Alien X? Jono versus Alien X. That is an interesting fight, but it's also a fight that is kind of unquantifiable. Alien X is showcased to be able to control time, space, and all this sort of stuff, but Gold Experience Requiem can also do that exact thing, but at a very specific degree. If Alien X is there, Jono has no real way. It's a stalemate. It's a stalemate fight. Jono is completely safe because whatever Alien X tries to do, it will always be converted back to zero. No matter what you do, no matter how many times you go back in time, no matter how many times you go forward in time, no matter how many times you try to warp reality, Giorno's Gold Experience Requiem will revert it back to zero. It never happened. You never did it. However, Gold Experience Requiem has no way of actually harming Alien X with the AP that he has. So basically, it's just going to be there forever, since Gold Experience Requiem has no clear time limit as to when he can stop doing what he's doing, since it's kind of like the Watch. No matter what Giorno does, Gold Experience Requiem will protect him. That's just how he works. And Alien X, he just won't let Ben die, so it's a stalemate. No one wins. That's pretty much how most Gold Experience Requiem fights. It's either Giorno wins easily, someone else somehow gets past it and they win easily, or it's just a stalemate. Nothing happens. That includes insane chips. Dear God, please leave. Toki, sir, you do you. Or yeah. Or would he just null Alien X? He will he'll nullify anything Alien X does, but he can't really kill Alien X. Heck, if he tried to cut off his arm, the watch would turn into goop and regenerate, or Ghost Freak to go intangible. Yeah, and that's to say if Ghost Freak even is still in that watch. But either way, yeah, goop, done. Or any alien in general, like Diamond Head can probably tank the scissors, or even if it does, he can just grow his arm back, so on and so forth. All right, dude, adventure. Hey, how can you mark me? The same. I mean, Alien X is basically omnipotent, like Dio versus Over Heaven. I don't think you nullify omnipotence. He's he's basically omnipotent, not omnipotent. There's a difference between. Okay, correction. He's almost omnipotent. Alien X can't do absolutely everything. There have been moments when you're omnipotent, you can literally do whatever you want, whenever you want, at any time you want, because you have the power to just do it. You can make something stronger than you and still beat it, because that's how strong you are. Omnipotence. Alien X being a celestial sapien is very strong, but he's not omnipotent. He's not all powerful. Even when he has the combined effort of him and the Chrono Sapien. Even with those two together, they still can die with a multi-universal explosion, meaning that he's not fully omnipotent. An omnipotent dude can just tank whatever, because that's what omnipotence is. As for Dio Over Heaven, even then, he's still kind of, sort of, not really fully omnipotent, since he still has someone that can go above him, that being Star Platinum Over Heaven. He has someone above him, taking out his omnipotence. And if you want to say they're both omnipotents, and he's just at a higher level of infinity, then that also works too. But again, doesn't automatically mean anything, since converting to zero is that. But Alien X is not like Dio Over Heaven, no. Honestly, at most Death Battle, nerf Ben by giving the ability for his watched. Yeah, I was afraid they were gonna keep the time limit, but yeah, I'm happy they didn't. The Super Shark shipping. Imagine, are you speaking to me? Yes. You're wrong. You see it. 18 people. Admit to yourself. That's sad. And Albert can use Ouroboros just in case. Yeah, that's true. Ouroboros. Two rockets to the head. Oh yeah, that's right. It was 2 rockets. Again, I need to know the actual durability of Adam if I want to see if Adam can take out Wesker. Now it's not a question if Albert can. It's not a question of if Albert can kill Adam. It's more of a question: can Adam kill Albert? Because then it'll be a war of attrition, and then Albert just wins. How can I respond directly to you? Nothing else. Sora versus Jinx, Xenoblade, Jin, Xenoblade 2. Jin is an Organization 13 member and faces him. Sora, because he's faster than light, and Jin can barely react to that. So there's that. And if you need proof, here's my proof. Sora fought the Lingering Will. The Lingering Will got on his speeder bike and tried to ram Sora because he believed that he was Xehanort. They're giving it so that Lingering Will is also the living manifestation of the rage that Terra has against Xehanort. So there will be literally no reason for the Lingering Will to slow down the pace of what his speeder can go. And since the speeder can go to other worlds in a blink, pretty much at a blink of an eye, that means it's faster than light. And Sora can dodge that, meaning that Sora has reaction speeds faster than light. Jin is barely light speed, if not just light speed. Sora takes that. Done. Bember tends to be an idiot and becomes the enemy. Dense and Omniverse also is working. Guys who are big chills, head offering. Oh, is it? You're doing probably floating in space. So universe, right? I don't do shipping. No, not very much. No. Would you mind making a suggestion? A suggestion of what? If it's shipping, I can't. Oh, it's a reaction suggestion. Okay, good. Reaction suggestion. Like, for me, I have no clue. I'm just doing, like, MLP stuff until I actually have time for myself, which can happen sooner or later. Yes, Ghost Freak is there. He has to use it as an ultimate alien. Ghost Freak now somehow different being. Sure, okay. Hello, real quick. Full second playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 3. Not really. I definitely will. When DLC comes out, here's the thing, Alex. I'm not gonna do a full playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 3. I've already finished Critical Mode, but when a DLC comes out of the new story expansion DLC that's supposed to come out later this year, then yeah, you're definitely gonna get that. But no second playthrough from me, and it will be on Critical Mode since I have beat the game on Critical Mode. I'm actually trying to currently 100% the game on Critical Mode, so I can be ready. Whoa, so I can be ready. Okay, here's an interesting one. Betty fused with Kumu versus X-Kara with half of X-Gasser's soul. But the one thing I like about Betty's character is that she is devilishly strong, devilishly powerful, but you clearly see the clear weaknesses of her character. She lost the Undying, which is something. So I gotta say, yeah, there are some weaknesses there, and for what I can remember from X-Kara with half of X-Gasser's soul, especially with that amp, dude. All right, there's only like 5 or 6 truly omnipotent beings in all of fiction. If you're talking like tier 0 guys, that's omniscience, omnipotence. There are other omnipotent characters, but if you're trying to get like pure god characters, then yeah, there's only like 4 or 5, 6 or so. Monarch or Point Land is my favorite. Hello. Did my computer freeze? Seems like a computer froze. Hello, black screen. How are you? Hello, darkness, my old friend. How are you doing? You good? Am I back? I'm back. Is everything okay? Alright. Going back. Because Chara can't overwrite Betty just like X-Gasser can't overwrite Frisk and Chara since they aren't his creations, at least how it works. It's just the power in general with the strikes and stuff. Who would be good against Riku? Who would be good against Riku? Tell you the truth, it would either be Noctis or Sasuke. Like current Sasuke. Not like, maybe end of Shippuden Sasuke. For Riku, because Riku's hella strong, man, and I mean hella strong. So Sasuke seems like the best bet in my personal opinion. X-Cross Betty would win. Let's see the question. Matter. Death battles you completely disagree with. Any other death battles I completely disagree with. Spawn versus Kratos. I completely disagree with that one. That was a long time ago. I think that was my first real true disagreement with Death Battle. Kratos versus Spawn. Spawn is incredibly strong. But how they did my boy Kratos was actually pretty bad. Toph versus Gaara is still up in the air for me. As much as I'd like to say that, yeah, Toph is a badass, but Gaara's also, and I can see where they were coming from, but I think they overplayed a few things on Toph's end and underplayed Gaara's end a little bit. And that's about it. That's really like the only things I had like true like debates with myself is like, is this right? Is this right? Now along with Ben 10 versus the Green Lantern. I have no clue. Toriko versus Naruto. Toriko's strong, but Naruto still has him beat for where Toriko is right now. I think the manga's still going. So it's very possible for Toriko to get stronger, but Naruto has to win. Like bar none right now. Who would win? Dante DMC5 or Sora? Dante DMC5 or Sora? Again, Dante's strong. He is taking on hell, and he's very hard to kill. But Sora is almost a He's almost a soul system buster. Nowhere near the level where Sora is right now. Dan versus deleted scenes, real. I'll see what I can do. Sora probably. How long would Remnant last if the Grim were replaced with Hollows? Since Hollows... Oh, God. Dude. They'd just be destroyed. Just straight up. Because, one, Grim can be seen. Hollows can't. You actually have to have good spiritual connection with things. So, unless you can tell me that the Ruby characters can see spirits, which I guess they can... Considering, well, the gods were pre-spiritual-esque, but that could just be a hardened form for all we know. But Hollows cannot be seen by natural people. I won't put it past the fact that Ruby characters can probably fight them and sense them a little bit, but not see them, which will be a heavy disadvantage. I said Betty would win because her fear can only be beaten by determination. That's a good point. Oh, yeah, it lasted. Monarch of Pointland versus Alien X and Gold Experience Requiem. Monarch of Pointland, sadly. Monarch of Pointland is no joke. He made the other Tier 0 guys have to fuse together to make the ultimate Tier 0. That or Gabe Newell. Gabe Newell can give him a good fight. Alright, else can you join Discord? The only thing about Discord is I really regret having a Discord because one, I'm not a person that talks on Discord. I can never really find a good portion to just jump in and be like, hey guys, and sorry, I can't join Danvers' Discord because again, there'd be no point, mainly because I don't use Discord. The best way to talk to me is through these and through DeviantArt, really. Determination is the counter to fear. However, fear can still be simply overpowered if the opponent is just purely more powerful. And don't question Ver. He knows the creator. So I take his word as law. So I'm going with X-Char for that. It'll be the equivalency of going up to Akira Toriyama, asking can Goku beat Superman. He says no. You can't argue with that guy. Alright? But in this case, it would be like an editor. Or just a friend. Or a really good friend. Theon versus Spawn or Hellboy. Dante's Inferno or Spawn. Dante, definitely. But Spawn depends. I forget how strong Spawn truly is. I just know he's not strong as the Kratos that I have in my brain right now. Who would win? Josuke Hatakata. I hate that last name. Josuke or Jono Giovanna with no Gold Experience Requiem. So it's just it's just Gold Experience versus Josuke's Crazy Diamond. They both have similar things. Like Josuke can repair things, can break and repair things, and Giorno can create life. If you want to go with pure Giorno, Giorno's got this. To tell you the truth, main reason why his creating life thing really breaks the boundary of what Josuke can do. All it takes for Giorno is to hit Josuke once, and Giorno has him. That's it. That's all he needs, and you can bet he is going to hit him once in a fight. That's it. So yeah, gotta go with Giorno. Elaborate. Correct. Rivet. Wow. Yang versus Deku? Yang versus Deku. Current Deku stomps. Current Deku stomps so hard. If you've been reading the manga, you would know that Deku has gotten some things, and those things are very strong, and I don't see how Yang is going to be able to basically outlast him in that front. Especially with what Deku has been doing nowadays. So, definitely Deku. But if you're going to go with, like, let's say Season 3 Deku, then Yang can put up a great fight. But, in all honesty, I think they would probably end up in a tie, to tell you the absolute truth. Because Yang's strong. But can you tell me that she can survive a full Detroit smash. The same kind of Detroit smash that took out Muscle Man and the Robot in season 1. Like, Deku, no disregard of his personal safety, taking out his entire arm. Do you think Yang can tank that? If you think she can, then she has a chance. If you think she can't, Deku has it. A different universe, right? All these people are from different universe, right? Correct. Gasser has no determination, but still almost defeated Betty. He lost only Rabiophobia, which would that's fight. Sora versus Composite Mickey Mouse. Composite Mickey Mouse. Straight up. All right, Sora's strong, but Composite Mickey Mouse stomps. Deku would destroy Yang. Maybe not currently, but when he actually becomes the #1 hero, at least. I can argue for currently. If you want to argue with me when it comes to Deku, from what I know from reading the manga, and from what I know from watching all 6 seasons of RWBY so far, Yang can't beat Deku. I don't think that. No. Especially now, like, we have to debate speed. Because Deku's combat speed now is pretty freaking broken. See a valid point. I can see it. Reforms net. Please. Need members. Again, I'm not. Again, I can't really join something since I'm not really gonna be very present in it. That's the thing. Like, I don't do Twitter, I don't do Facebook, I don't do pretty much anything other than YouTube because of just how it's just here. When it comes to like forums and Twitter and stuff like that, I have to actively be like, okay, I'm gonna do this today when I have other things I need to do. sorry, Broadstar. White Album versus Bakugo. No manga spoilers, por favor, no problem. White Album versus Bakugo. That's just it. White Album's strong, but that's just it. As much as I want to say that the ice from White Album can pretty much outlast what Bakugo can dish out with his explosions, White Album has the maneuverability. I will say that the maneuverability for White Album is impressive, but I don't know. I that's gonna be a hard one, especially now. I won't give any manga spoilers, but even with manga spoilers, I have to say, White Album has a pretty good chance, considering the fact that, well, the suit that's around him can't even be seen, can it? Because that's the whole thing about with stands that encompass like your body. Do normal people just see you and you're just moving around, or can people see it? Because there's like Anubis who is a stand, but he is a sword. So when you pick up a sword, is it kind of like that? That's the whole thing. And if it's the latter, then how can Bakugo find out the weakness to White Album? And White Album can't even be harmed by any other thing unless it's a stand. So Bakugo's explosions won't really do anything. So yeah, White Album, done. You really got to put another stand user up against a stand user like that. What if one creator says one character would win, but the other says the other character would win? It would all depend. It would depend how. It would depend on what level of creativity that person gave to that character. If it's 50-50, then it's up in the air. If it's 50-50, then it's up in the air. Let's say Akira Toriyama and one of his editors that was heavily inspired on making a particular character said this one thing. And Akira Toriyama said, well, I believe Goku can't win against this person. But the editor who wrote a particular thing with Goku and knows more about Goku's power because he's been editing how his powers work for a long time would probably know a little bit more. It's kind of like Death of the Author when it comes to the Flash in that one segment. He once saved an entire city's worth of people, or a town's worth of people, from a nuclear explosion in this amount of time. And they said he was running just nearly close to the speed of light. But if you do actual calculations, for him to do that, he would have to be moving this many times the speed of light. Meaning so that the author itself doesn't even know how strong they actually made that character do that. That's why it's always important to do calculations of your character so you know you're consistent with how they work and stuff like that. So I get what you're saying. It is very much plausible for a creator to not know, because if you come to me and say, "Hey, can Judo beat RWBY?" I can show, and I even show that Judo at this current point in time cannot beat RWBY because RWBY's Silver Eyes can mess with the main thing that Judo has, being his demonic side, demonic energy that he channels. And since Grimm are part of demonic energy, meaning that Silver Eyes can just one-shot him like that. But later down the line, maybe he can overcome that, or maybe down the line he doesn't have any demonic energy anymore. I'm not saying anything, but let's just say that if that happens, then yeah, then I can do that. Or let's say Stanford versus Weiss and stuff, and so on and so forth. It's always good to go to the original creator of a character to know if that character is gonna. But you also have to look out for people who want to be like, oh yeah, my universe can just one-shot all of Dragon Ball's universe because, you know, the main character can blink and half of existence is just gone, and then if he winks, all of existence is gone. Yeah, he actually helped. No, I don't like people like that. Don't make your characters powerful, Snake. You actually need to put actual thought into how your characters work, and that's why I always appreciate. I guess it depends on the level of Spawn. And you fight with him. At a point, Spawn comics, he overpowers Satan and becomes God. Yeah. How powerful is Satan and God in that comic, though? I know that's weird to say, but are they omnipotent and omniscient and stuff like that? If they're omnipotent and omniscient and Spawn is able to beat them, that means he's able to beat omnipotent and omniscient beings with his own power, and somehow makes he himself omnipotent and omniscient. But if Satan and God, quote-unquote, were nerfed, aka they can only do certain level of things, like Zeus in certain mythologies can do this, this, and this, but in this interpretation, he can only do this, and this, thus not showcasing the level of that. But if he can actually overpower the Judeo-Christian God and the Judeo-Christian Satan, yeah, Spawn got everything. Depends on which comic you're talking about, because I got the Persona comic, the Moemon comic, my original comic, and the new comic of Ruby that I'm doing. I'm taking a break of all of these until this is how serious I am. And I'm doing reactions. I'm not doing like personal comic stuff. I'm doing things that's going to progress my level for animation, which is why I'm doing Caden versus Blake. I've been holding it off because I didn't really get any true drive and motivation to do it. But ever since I got a confirmed internship over at Rooster Teeth, I'm like, I want to finish this before I go there. I want to finish this. This will be my last way to really see if I'm truly good with 2D animation. Right now, according to what you guys have said, I am doing really good. Versus Ninth Generation Nightmare Frame Gurren. Give me a second, because I know these things. I just need to see them. I think I gotta go with the Gurren on this one. No particular reason why, because I don't really know Artifice Siren very much. Artifice, whatever. No clue where we ended up, but I'm back. Hey, we're just here. Steven Universe versus Bartholomew? Hold up. I got kicked up, down. Bartholomew. Steven Universe, Bartholomew stomps. Gotta say, love Steven. He can't beat Bartholomew, not by himself. So Universe, my suggestion for you: you have a chance at a song usually called Squiggly Tiggly. The song is called Welcome Home, and she's rather good. All right, I'll keep that on a Bunsen burner. If you can remember to put it in the comment section put it in the comment section when the live stream is posted, so I know to get back to it. And if I don't get to it and I do another live stream, remind me. Kira, Killer Queen, or Bakugo? Killer Queen. Kira, Bakugo is good with explosions, but Killer Queen, again with the stand thing. Bakugo, if you're going to go with pure in lore, Kira walks up to Bakugo, doesn't know what's going on. Killer Queen just touches him without Bakugo even knowing whatever the hell's going on, and then Bakugo's dead. So, and let's say, yes, Bakugo can see Killer Queen for some unknown reason. Sheer heart attack. Bakugo's done. So, that's it. Ruby Rose versus Ryuko? Are you talking about Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill? Let's see. Yep, Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill. Ryuko destroys. I love Ruby, but Ryuko has Zangetsu. And the power that she has when fully in sync with him destroys anyone. And her silver eyes won't be able to help her since Zanketsu is not necessarily evil or have any demonic energy inside of it. It's just a living life fiber, an alien basic species kind of, which is unquantifiable to how her eyes are supposed to affect that. So yeah, Ryuko wins. I will throw all my positive energy at the screen, catch it and eat it. Done. Do you guys think Dante from Further can beat Spawn? Dante from Dante's Inferno? No. From what I know about, what I'm hearing about Spawn, he defeated Satan and God, not just Satan. And that's it. And plus, I still don't know the quantifying power of those two, but he still beat one more God than Dante did. So, can we not? The song is great. All that much. It's not like I'm not into Bendy. It's just because I haven't done any like reactions to Bendy. I can give it a shot. It could be one of my first main Bendy things. Deku versus Gon. Gon. According to 1 Minute Melee, Gon wins. But even if you're gonna do the whole 1 Minute Melee doesn't do actual calculations and stuff like that, Gon in Hunter x Hunter, without using spoilers, because I know people who have not actually read or seen the anime of Hunter x Hunter, Gon has some pretty deep abilities that I think Deku can't handle right now. Maybe later down the line, but Gon still has them. I just want you to join the freeform because, sake of joining. I don't do that, though. She's been thrown, see Lake. Pretty sure there was 1 Minute Melee about Deku versus Gon. Yeah, and Deku won. And then Gon won. But even if you want to take that out of account, I do think Gon current still destroys. Not destroy. I think Deku can put up a good fight, but Gon will take the win, definitely. Discord FK works better with forum, please. Sorry, man. I'm gonna stand my ground on this one. If I do it for you, then I gotta do it for the other people that also try to ask me to join their things, and I can't just do that. It's kind of like the whole Sans deal when I was playing Undertale. It's like people were hoping for me to get dunked on, but why would I get dunked on if the only way to do that is to basically accept the friendship that Sans is trying to give me when I already killed my favorite character? That would be me throwing dirt into Papyrus's skull if I wanted to mercy him when I didn't mercy my literal favorite character. So just like this, I cannot make an exception for someone when I didn't already make exceptions to other people who have asked me. Killer Queen would beat Bakugo. Killer Queen has already touched his explosive gauntlet thing. Killer Queen already touched her gauntlet. It's over. Alex says, it's only a suggestion whether he reacts to her decision. Either way, it makes a little difference. I find it enjoyable. And I find many things that many people thought I wouldn't find enjoyable. So I made the right White Album versus Bakugo matchup because they're the same voice actor. Oh, all right then. Diavolo versus Las. Hold on. Diavolo versus. I need to. I'm not good with lames. Oh, all of them. All of them. Just by himself. If it's Diavolo and not, if it's Diavolo, then I think Diavolo has it. Maybe. Because it really depends. It really depends on, the scenario. You can have both sides win, depending on your writing. Because Diavolo's, time skip ability is very hard to counter, even if you have a group, and this is showcased heavily, thanks to, Passione. And the thing is with Doppio, if Doppio is able to beat, the main guy with Metallica, the main guy, by himself, I think Diavolo, who is actually the true mastermind, in full control of himself, can actually take out the rest of the group. If Doppio, Doppio, I think you need to quantify just how impressive that is. Thor versus Ancient H, then? Hold on. You want Thor to go up against not Thor from the new Man in Black thing because it's the same actor. Alright, that's never a good reason to have two people fight each other. Nora with her hammer versus Mako with her club uniform, aka Mako Kill la Kill. Mako would win. Mako with the club uniform is hella strong. Plus, Nora's semblance will be pretty much pointless or useless in this fight, since Mako has no electric based moves to use against Nora, and Mako and her strength factor with that club uniform demolishes, able to pretty much just hammer in Nora over and over and over again until she is unable to pretty much heal herself. In any case, she will be overwhelmed by Mako's sheer strength with that club uniform. There's no way. We go in our final form, forget the name, with Snot Ruby. Yeah, especially, even if you want to take the final form out, if you just want to make it a fair fight, just nick the final form. Just the sheer fact that Ryoko will just be synergized with Zanketsu at that point. Donezo. Positive is my policy, and as we blush positively. In current Ruby canon, yes. However, in future, who knows? Yeah. Maybe in the future. Maybe her silver eyes will give her unbelievable godlike strength that can rival even the gods themselves. Who knows? We just need to see. There's also Flash, who could dodge lightning back in Season 1. Who was but it's totally not faster than second, according to the authors. There you go. What the hell is going on? Just things, man. Just things. We're just talking about matchups and all sorts of crap. Positively is a good policy. Prefer. Respectful negatively. Who knows? I'm just on the ride. Yes, respectful negatively. Idea what the future holds for Ruby. No one does. No one does. Oh, the other person who did is currently no longer with us, and it's so sad to this very day. Oh, cool. So. Satan in Spawn was nigh omnipotence, immortality, invulnerable, godlike strength, and omniscience. It's known that Spawn maximum strength has never been tested. Alright then, there you go. Can't really argue with that. Have you watched Google Stray Dogs? Have not, sadly. Did you finish up your semester at college? By the way, I did, and take a vacation to Disneyland. I have not. I am. My final semester is my internship, actually. So until I get to that, I won't be done with college for a bit. Captain fucking Racing. People are okay. Magic related, no biggie. Mostly fair. Spider-Man. Spider-Man with the powers of Captain Universe versus Batman with the powers of Superman. Both of they canonically happen. Yes, I am very much aware. I have no idea how powerful Captain Universe is. With the name, I can think he has powers of Universe, but then again, there's Superman. But I never said it was. Just saying that. I know what's fine. It's ridiculously OP. Yeah, it's not fair whatsoever. It kind of makes it kind of weird that they have Kratos fight him, because he's more of a multi-solar system kind of guy. If not low grade, if you want a low ball, just high continental. God fits where. Well, if you don't have time to finish your original comic, have you thought about getting an assistant or friend to help make the rest of it? That's just it. If I ever need to get an assistant, I would need money for that, because I want to put someone to work without being compensated, and I already need all the money I have with my rent and my food. So I kind of just have to find my own time. Good opponent for Dante from Dante's Inferno, not the game, the original 14th century epic poem. I haven't read that, so I actually have no clue how strong he is. What about Kratos versus Asura from Azura's Wrath? See, that's a good fight. That is an actual good fight, and I think Kratos has it, mainly because Azura is strong, but he is very vulnerable. Very vulnerable. The only thing that I can see Kratos having troubles with is Azura's like true rage form that he could go into if the battle draws itself out a little too long. But Kratos has been shown to take out beings that could have the same AP as Asura has. But Asura still has a good chance to win. Don't get me wrong on that. It's more of an even fight than anything. I'm actually honestly surprised that Death Out has not done that. Fuzzy. Yes, it is. God and Spawn can turn planets into ash, but he's not the god in a normal way, is he? Of creation. Jesus. Are you still doing Patreon reaction requests? I know you're busy right now. Yes, I am still doing it. I just need to find time to do it. Like, I swear, once I get in my new apartment, I'm going to do something. Because I'll have nothing else better to do. At this point, I just have so much to do since I'm still here. Captain Marvel versus Master UI Goku. Master UI Goku destroys Captain Marvel. Master UI Goku blinks and Captain Marvel explodes. And I'm not messing with you. Who would win? Mob Psycho versus Hercule. See, here's the thing. I can't pronounce his name for the life of me. The guy from Mob Psycho. From what he may be fake in his way. He may not be a real psychic. He may not do all this sort of stuff. But he's still just a man. Alright? He is still just a man. Hercule, however, is a strong dude. In average terms, if Hercule was in real life, he would be a really strong man. Alright? That's putting things very mildly. He punched through a bus. Region can't do that. He can't. So, the best he can do is throw salt in his eyes and pray. Could Big Hero 6 be a available hero team in Ben's universe? Earth villains? Yeah, well, yes and no. Depends. It really depends, because there's some powerful villains on Earth in Ben 10. So, well, Doppio would have lost if it weren't for Aerosmith. Yeah, he would have. But here's the thing. The only reason why he won is because he used Aerosmith to his advantage. I'm not saying that Doppio was able to beat this guy with Metallica due to his sheer awesomeness and slight help from his alter ego guy. He beat him. He survived long enough to find a way to win. And that's pretty much what JoJo is all about. It's all about strategy, waiting for the right opportunity, and using whatever you have to the best of your ability, picking people off, and winning in that regard. And if Doppio can do this with some help, and only by using Epitaph, the guy who can just see into the future, and then using King Crimson's ability to actually take the win, I'm pretty sure the full extent, not hindered by Doppio, with Diavolo, can take out the rest of the group by himself. Because he's just that good. If we're addressing Death Battle stuff, how about Mr. Incredible versus the Tick? I remember watching the Tick as a kid. I don't remember how strong the Tick is supposed to be. I know he's not, like, godly strong. Maybe Mr. Incredible's type, but I think that'll be a fun fight. I just need to know more about the Tick. Not to kill Death and beat the Devil, so he is less good chance to win. Kill Death and beat the Devil. Yeah. But the death in that game, again, you're not talking about the game, you're talking about the poem. I don't know, so whatever you're saying, I just have to just go off your word. Ashi versus Jimmy Hopkins. Ashi. Let's see. Toph versus Kurava. Hold on. And you make me see a whole bunch of... Toph. Alright, I just had to see who it was. Yeah, Toph wins. Toph destroys, actually. No diff. MLP Twinkle Wish Adventure. Just because you say it 3 times, man, doesn't make it any more likely that I'm gonna do it. Yang versus Akihiko. Yang versus Akihiko. Let's refresh my memory. Ooh. Oh, no, Akihiko. Akihiko wins. Main reason, his persona will basically amp his abilities up to an unprecedented degree, and not just like Yang, but he pumps himself up. Oh god. There are some things that his persona and him can do that is equivalent to world breaking, alright? So, yeah, Akihiko wins. Not to say that Yang wouldn't put up a good fight, though. Akihiko still would win, though, in my eyes. Sonic versus Tracer, given that Sonic and Overwatch Twitter actually made fun of each other. Well, considering that Sonic can move faster than Tracer can, even with her blink ability, I see Sonic pretty much destroying her outright. And if for some reason she pushes Sonic into a corner, he just goes supersonic and then destroys her anyway. So, there you go. Yang would be Akihiko. if we go by how Tifa fight went. If we go by how the Tifa fight went. But Akihiko. Okay. I need to refresh some things on Akihiko. But there's some things Akihiko has done that I don't see Yang countering. But, hey, you know, it's been a long time since I've played Persona 4 Ultimax and 3 and knowing of their abilities. So if you want to refresh, you can do that. Crocodile, One Piece versus Sandman, Marvel Comics. Crocodile destroys. Done. Like, here's the thing about Sandman. There are many different iterations of Sandman, so there obviously could be Sandman that's way stronger than the one that I'm currently thinking of. But right now, Crocodile destroys. Who would win, Mob or the final form and C personas? Sentinel and Izanagi. Mob, Sentinel and Izanagi. That's just it. Mob has shown to be very strong. He can take out some very powerful beings of psychic proportions, but Sentinel and Izanagi are universal. So reality warping type of beings. One shot God in the face with a bullet, and the other one just kind of won. That's it, just won. Against another god, so it's like, Or Sonic versus Ruby Rose. Sonic. Ruby is fast, but not Sonic fast. How about Sonic versus Hammy from Over the Hedge? Sonic. Hammy only gets that fast when he drinks coffee, which isn't going to be readily available for him, while Sonic is, at base, way faster than him. Robot Boy versus Jenny Wakeman. That is actually a battle I've been thinking about for a while, and I think Robot Boy has it. I've been thinking about it for a long time. Trust me. There's other times I think Jenny would win. There's other times I think Robot Boy would win. Jenny is very strong, fast, durable, and has a lot of technicality. But Robot Boy, he once flew around the planet 5 times because he just needed to waste himself some power. You know how fast you have to be to do that? I don't remember Jenny doing anything like that. So the speed advantage pretty much just trumps just Jenny in general. So gotta go Robot Boy. Have you tried BBT tag? No. Nobody really thinks about it, but Hammy is legit super fast. Yes. Yes, he is. He is super fast, but not Sonic fast. Unless you're going to give me a speed feat that pretty much is quantifiable to the speed feat that I have for Sonic, we can go for it. Rose. XJ9 versus Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom, because he's a ghost. I don't think Jenny can really even do anything to Danny. As for qualities of shows, I still go with Danny. Even though I love My Life as a Teenage Robot. Have you thought about ever making some discussion type videos about the MLP? I don't know, comics. Maybe. When it comes to discussion videos, I always like doing discussion videos like what I'm doing right now with you guys. But when it comes to the comics, I don't really read the comics. I've tried to get one, but failed. Master UI Goku versus Stick. You gotta... stick? Like, just a stick? Like, straight up? Just a stick? That not... The stick wins because it's like Goku doesn't even know it exists. And so, basically, he looks at the stick, sees it as no threat, leaves. Since it is a battle, he basically forfeits. Done. An interesting one could be the Great Race Youth versus Captain Ginyu, because their main thing is swapping bodies. So, animation would be interesting. Definitely would be. How old are you, folks? I am 23, apparently. I'm kind of mad I didn't have much interaction between Mitsuru and Weiss. Personally, I think be great friends. Yeah, definitely. When it comes to Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, it is fun that you can have Mitsuru versus Weiss already if you have that game. And I think I have done that. I played Mitsuru because, well, I like Weiss, but Mitsuru. Yeah, that is funny. That is funny. So that basically already kind of happened. Yeah, just won a tournament against a bunch of human martial artists. Don't underestimate him. Do not do that. It's kind of like the Yamcha situation. If Yamcha was here in real life, you would be terrified because Yamcha can blow up the planet. He can do that. He has that strength. But if you're going to compare him to literally everyone else in the show, he is F tier. In the tier list, he is that. Same thing with Hercule. But if Hercule was on our planet versus some real people, he is very a strong boy. Nora versus Amy Rose. Depends on which Amy you're going with. Because if it's the game Amy, then Nora has her beat instantaneously. If it's Boom Amy, then I think Nora would have a better fight, but still Nora will take it out on top. If it's Archie Amy, then Amy stomps. Yeah, Mr. Satan's freaking cool. Tatsumaki from One Punch Man versus Mob. Psychic fight. People, actually, I think there's a 1 minute melee about this. And I gotta go with Mob. Mainly because, well, okay. Here's the thing. Tatsumaki pulled a meteor from the sky. The only way you can really pull a meteor out of the sky is either it's already relatively close to the location or you pull it from the asteroid belt, which is bloody impressive. Mob has showcased to be very strong, taking out very high psychic level abilities, but I think his overall fight in Season 2 pretty much showcases that he can take on Tatsumaki. He can, and he can probably win, because Tatsumaki has a base limit, and Mob has showcased to go beyond his limit most of the time in his fights. He is very strong, so I gotta go with Mob. Mob, definitely. Mr. Satan is actually a really powerful guy. Without key. Quick question. We're gonna be over. I don't know. It just kind of ends when it ends. Tell you the absolute truth. Sheesh. How strong do you think Deltarune characters are? Because I have no idea. I think they're around city block level at high ball and just street level at low ball. Mid ball is your best bet between those two. By the way, have you seen the Big Hero 6 series? I'm going to put the Patreon request, even if it's wish list for months. Patreon. I just pledged a Patreon. I have not seen the Big Hero 6 series. You can pledge it on Patreon. I do appreciate it, and I'll see if I can get to it whenever I have time. Do you accept? Caffeine energy has been shot to you. Do you accept? No. Ruby versus Maka. That is a fight that has been debated heavily. Here's the thing about Ruby versus Maka. If we're gonna go with Maka and she still has the black blood that's inside of her and she can still tap into that level of state, then it will be very interesting to say that the silver eyes that Ruby can come up that she can use can actually affect the black blood, since it has the same pretty much overall aesthetic of what Grimm are, so it can affect her in that negative light. But if we're gonna take away silver eyes and take away black blood and just go through pure, they're great with the scythe, it's an even match, to tell you the truth. The only thing that Ruby has over Maka at that point is the fact that she has more long range advantage due to her having a sniper rifle as also happens to be a scythe. So General Grievous versus Halo 2 Arbiter. Arbiter wins. Polo Jr. characters are strong, but I don't see anyone who have a problem besides for that. Yeah, that Jester though, he's definitely in a rally warping state, so he has hacks, no doubt. But they're all pretty weak so far. Maka stomps on that catch a matchup. Maka stomps in that matchup. Grievous. Halo 2 Arbiter. Now that you make me think about it. Okay. Karada versus I hate names. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, did you spell that right? Because I'm getting completely different here. You're talking about Aegis from Persona 3? If you're talking about Aegis from Persona 3, current Karada wins. Worldbreaker Hulk versus Lord English. Worldbreaker Hulk is strong, but Lord English breathes too hard and then destroys half of a universe. Sorry. Not to mention he can't die by anything Worldbreaker Hulk can do to him, so it doesn't even matter. Which are the Karada? Karada is my character. Yeah, I appreciate you always trying to bring my characters in certain matchups. If I have to go up with Aegis with current Karada wins. Aegis' firepower and her persona is very strong, but what Karada can currently do in tank, she would probably be able to rip her apart before anything. Okay, wait, I'm talking. about the game. And in the poem, Dante just walks through hell and visits heaven. He fights the poem. All right, then. So between all the Persona protagonists, who would win in a fight? Out of all the Persona protagonists, if you want the bias within me, Dorkun wins. Mainly because that power he gets at the very end is pretty much broken as AF, but he just turns into a door. But if I had to choose on my own personal area, I have to go with Persona 5's protagonist. Like, just straight up. Setsunao is no joke. He's pretty friggin' powerful. Plus, it has to be either Minato or Akira from Persona 5, because they both have the Universe Arcana, which is the most powerful Arcana you can even achieve. While you strong, definitely, but his most powerful thing is the World Arcana, which isn't as strong as the Universe. Hey, Siri. Xemnas versus Pain. Xemnas. Jenny once went to another galaxy and back in a day and to throw a monster there. I completely forgot about that. If that's the case, then yeah, that's definitely a better speed feat than what Robot Boy did. Ultimate Cards versus Lightning McQueen. Oh man, that's a hard one. That is a hard one. Man, Ultimate Cards is strong, but how can you beat a guy who encompasses speed? What about Gilgamesh versus Archer? That's a toughie. Can't wait until Death Battle puts you on nobody crash for nothing animation. Don't make me hope. Don't give me dreams. Discord versus Bill Cipher. Bill Cipher. I'm going with this again. I have to. Yang versus Knuckles versus Nora versus Amy Rose. If we're going off Knuckles in the Archie comics, Knuckles wins all around. Same thing with Amy from the Archie comics. If you're going for the games, then if you're going with the games and Sonic X, then Yang has a chance of beating Knuckles fairly easily, along with Amy beating Nora and Nora beating Amy. It really depends on where you're striving from here, because games, show, and comics all have their own level of consistency and how powerful their characters are, buddy. Azura versus Kratos. It's a very hard fight between those two. I really cannot tell you with straight matter. Kratos has shown some pretty impressive things. Azura has shown even more impressive things, being able to fight that thing in Mithra and the thing that's in the core. It's like, even if Goku breaks the stick, it will only result in there now being 2 sticks. Jotaro versus Broly. The only thing about that is Broly has so much durability that it's going to be very hard for Jotaro to actually kill Broly. It'll be a matter of time until Jotaro tires himself out. But if we're going with most powerful Jotaro, Jotaro wins, because the most powerful Jotaro is Jotaro with Star Platinum over Heaven. And that is just broken AF. Yeah, versus Loki. Katara versus Demyx. Katara versus Demyx. Current Katara, or Katara that I know, versus Demyx. Actually, that's kind of a hard one, because Demyx is strong, but he's not overpowered. And Katara is strong, and she's also not overpowered. It all depends on tactics. Tell you the truth, there's a high possibility that Katara can just use... In fact, if Sora can just take one of Demyx's little whatever the hell water things and use it against him, I don't see why Katara can't manipulate his water clones and use it against him as well. So I gotta go with Katara. Current Yamcha legit beats Saiyan Saga Vegeta. Yes, actually. Yes. Like, straight up legit, yeah. Adachi Persona 4 versus Ace, Zero Escape. Adachi. Gotta go with Adachi. Unless you can tell me something about Ace that I don't already know that trumps what Adachi is comparable to, since he's already comparable to Yu Narukami. You gotta help me out with that one. Oh, okay. Sooner or later, I'm gonna get to the bottom. Jesus. Alright. Superman Kingdom Come versus Superman All-Stars. I have no clue. I'm gonna go with Superman All-Stars because I know that one a little bit better than Kingdom Come. No fam. Yoshikage Kira versus Adachi. Yoshikage Kira versus Adachi. While it is going to be interesting, since, Personas and stands are pretty much almost the same thing, so Adachi will be able to see Killer Queen. Killer Queen is just too dang overpowered, man. Too dang overpowered. Metal Bat versus Ren. Which Ren? There's like a lot of Rens. Like a hell of a lot of Rens. Too many Rens. You gotta specify, like, what Ren are you talking about? I thought you said Tatsumaki versus Mom. Mom. Yeah, Mom beats anyone, actually. She's a very overpowered character. Black Hole versus Earth. This is rather simple, folks. Tempest Shadow versus Infinite. Sonic. Tempest Shadow versus Infinite. Infinite can warp your spatial cognition to making things that are illusion real. Tempest is strong, but she can't outdo Infinite. Goku versus Luffy in an eating contest. Oh, that's actually a hard one, because Goku is a bottomless pit, but Luffy has that rubber stomach, and that's hard to beat too. So, ooh. It's just when it's just when it shows us the comics might be the only thing that we have left in G4. Left of G4, assuming that the comics won't also end with the show. Hopefully, it will be interesting. I'll see what I can do to keep my channel still MOP related. Trust me, I'll do my best in that. But I don't think it'll be too long until we get Generation 5. Hopefully, have you seen Goku vs X Luffy X Naruto crossover? Paula, non-canon. Still an eating contest though. Goku versus Luffy. I guess Earthbound versus Chrono Trigger. See, Ver, you're all about that, man. You really want to give in some like actual like how do you even quantify a fight like this? How? What's up with you and these god killers and these gods themselves? Any good opponent for Deathstroke that isn't Deadpool? Deadshot, but that's Deadshot. Same universe technically. I think that's same universe. I believe that is same universe, so it doesn't even work out. Hiccup and Toothless versus Hero and Baymax. Hiccup and Toothless versus Hero and Baymax. Gotta go with Hiccup and Toothless, because Hero has to... I don't even remember if Hero even has any abilities besides just riding on Baymax. And Baymax is very limited in forms of how he can take out Toothless. And Toothless is strong AF. This dude can manipulate lightning. And now he can turn himself invisible. No to that fight. Just no to that. No. Jormungandr, the World Servant versus a dragon. Again, very simple. Destro versus Taskmaster. Yeah, that's a good one. If you want to do Marvel versus DC, that's a nice one. Taskmaster, though, like it's gonna be hard for Deathstroke to try to keep coming up with ways to counter whatever Taskmaster is gonna learn from him. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Fang the Sniper versus Whole Horse, the two underused characters with hats and guns. Whole Horse wins because those bullets can track and pretty much just obliterate. And Fang, I don't know much about Fang, but I don't think he can beat Whole Horse. What about Doflamingo from One Piece versus Pain from Naruto? Doflamingo versus Pain from One Piece. Pain from Naruto. That's an interesting fight. It depends on location, because if you're gonna give Doflamingo like the home field advantage inside of his cage, that's gonna be something that Pain is gonna have a hard time with. But if you're gonna go in a neutral territory, Pain actually have a very good opportunity to just beat Doflamingo. So that's actually a pretty good fight. Mungo, the giant man from Shrek 2 versus Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man due to sheer size. Because if I remember, Mungo is only about the same size as a drawbridge from a castle. Stay Puft is about the same size as an actual skyscraper. So, yeah, gotta go with Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Wait, when did get the universe at the end? Lavenza gives him the world sometime after he beats... Oh, you're talking about... Oh... Okay, you're talking about that Ren. Oh, man. You gotta know who the strongest gods are, of course. Fang Freddy Fazbear versus a real-life bear. Real-life bears are strong. Freddy Fazbear, I have no friggin' clue how good those circuits are, so I have no friggin' clue. Voss and Trevor. Voss is crazy, but Trevor is fucking insane. So, this question will be phrased strangely. If a god who looked like a snake fought a god who looked like a demon, who would likely win? Random, yes, but there's correct answer. Let's see if you can get it. Well, if there's a god who looked like a if it's a god who looked like a snake fought a god who looked like a demon, who would likely win? Well, the only god that I know can do both is Lucifer, but that's just it. I don't know. It depends on how you're gonna quantify the level consistency of what a god can really do. Because there's like D&D rules. If a person transforms into a particular object or a thing, it will gain the DC. It will gain the attack. The AC. Of what it transformed into. So if you have a god that transformed into a snake, it will have the durability of a snake regardless of the fact that it is a god. If a god is a snake, that means it has snake level durabilities of what that snake is encompassed, unless said otherwise by the lore of what you're talking about. But if you have a god like a demon, that is, there are gods who are demons, then you just have it having just the sheer advantage of the fact that it is himself beating something that is a vastly inferior creature. But hey, what do I know? Who is the most skilled character you know? Who is the most skilled character you know? It can be martial arts, weapon mastery, whatever. In live action, like, movies, it has to be John Wick when it comes to guns and being a damn good assassin. When it comes to sword mastery, I gotta hand it over to... what's his face? Best samurai for me has to be go for Afro. Well, no, Samurai Jack. Afro Samurai is just part of my childhood. Along with Samurai Jack, weirdly enough. Man. There's a lot of choices. Versus who? Vash the Stampede versus who? Have no clue. Joan Arc versus Sokka. Sokka. John. Tai. Well, actually, here's the thing. All right. Sokka has fantastic sword skills. People need to remember that. And plus, Boomerang's Boomerang. He has pretty impressive skills. John, every fight he seems to have been in without help has been a stomp on him. And I hate that. I really want my boy John to get more, something. But it's not like I'm saying that he's going to immediately lose to Sokka. So I don't know. Are powerful, but unskilled. Blaze the Cat versus Cinder Fall. Consider Blaze has her own super form. That is true. That's up in the air for me. Ruby Ren. Oh, Ren from Ruby. Okay. Ren then. Azula versus Juri. Azula. Gotta go with Azula. That her mastery of what she has with her fire is definitely gonna take over Juri, even with her whatever power she has. What about Gurren Lagann versus Goku? Gurren Lagann destroys Goku, bar none. Just stomps immediately. Doesn't matter how strong he gets. And I'm not joking. I'm not memeing on you. Gurren Lagann destroys Goku. Fight me. Junkrat versus Demon Man. Junkrat. Vanilla Ice. Really. And Bird, come on, man. You know how strong gods are. Benny versus Slender Man. Slender Man. Jesus. Jetro versus Deadshot has already happened in canon. Sometimes Jetro has some troubles if he's far away, but if he gets close enough, Deadshot is basically. I understand completely. I only thought about Deadshot because, well, dead. Demon versus any non-Trixie supporter. Fight me. I'll take you down. Rufus, Street Fighter versus Bob, Tekken. I don't know either. I don't support Trixie in the first season, though. Well, that's your opinion. Sardonyx versus Sugalite. Sardonyx versus Sugalite. I need to remember which... oh, yeah. Sardonyx with the hammer. Sugalite is the... Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball. Sardonyx. You gotta... Sardonyx. Because since Sardonyx is comprised of Pearl, and Pearl was able to find a way to beat Sugalite on her own... granted, she had a little bit of help, but she was able to do it. Meaning that Sardonyx still has some of the wisdom that... Sardonyx still has some of the wisdom that Pearl has, And precision beats raw physical capability all the time. So, gotta go with Sardonyx. What did I miss? What? Just things. One Piece versus Minato for Naruto. There we go. Oh, See, here's the thing about Barcelona. I gotta give it to him because Yellow Flash is not light speed. It's not light speed at all. And since Barcelona still, actually according to other things, yeah, he is light speed. All right, then it is a fight, but there's no real way for Minato to hit Barcelona. He just turns into light whatever attack that Minato throws at him. So I gotta give it to him. Alucard Hellsing versus Dio. Alucard, because even with time stop, there's no real way Dio can kill Alucard, especially for Hellsing. So, unless it's Dio over Heaven. People asking about death battles of random characters. Alucard, Alucard easy. More like Alucard versus Dio over Heaven. Dio over Heaven destroys because he can just rewrite all of what Alucard is. Yako Wako and Dot versus the unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl. Kind of hard to fight her. Allow me to elaborate on my question. Both are extraordinarily powerful. These are both giant and blank space with nothing in it. Gods, they can be slain. Naruto at the start of Shippuden versus Team Ruby. Naruto at the start of Shippuden. Naruto at the start of Shippuden. I know it's weird to say, but Naruto by himself can still summon over 1,000 clones. All of which can do, and it's the start of Shippuden, which means he does know the giant Rasengan. Just because he hasn't shown it until like later down the line in Naruto, in that arc, he still knows the giant Rasengan. So you have Naruto, who can still, let's say Team Ruby still manages to hit Naruto and get him down to a pretty unprecedented degree. Nine Tails will just come out, go 4 Tails, and then they're all screwed. So, yeah. I can even argue at the end of part 1, Naruto can still beat all of Team Ruby. I can even argue beginning of Naruto can beat all of Team Ruby. That's how broken Naruto is. Alright. Wolverine versus Reno. Zoro depends. Because Wolverine has adamantium skeleton. We have to find out if Zoro is good enough to cut adamantium. Wolverine. So Snake is not as weak as Snake. Snake is not as weak as Snake. Right. Okay. Well, thank you then. Then yeah, it's really up in the air. Beerus versus Dr. Fate. Beerus versus Dr. Fate depends. Because right now, Beerus can just wipe out a universe by himself. And Dr. Fate has some very impressive powers with him being a god and whatnot, but Beerus can just take off the helmet and just kill him before he's able to really take advantage of the fact that he can try to get his helmet back. Egyptian theme. What about Ronnie Kenshin versus Zoro? Zoro wins. Kenshin is strong, but he's not mountain level. Discord versus Bill Cipher. Bill Cipher. Not gonna go over this. Sub-Zero versus Haku from Naruto. Sub-Zero's strong, but Haku can move as fast as light if you're going to take the Crystal Ice Mirrors by face value. Crystal Ice Mirrors allows Haku to move from reflection to reflection. Last time I checked, reflections are light, meaning that Haku literally moves at light speed all across a particular area. No way Sub-Zero can handle that. Raiden versus Raiden. Raiden. Definitely. Derby versus Muffins. Oh, that's an even match. Maybe Wendy versus the Tin Woodman, street level characters with axes. That's actually not half bad. Gotta go with Wendy. Gotta go Wendy Kondorobi though. That one. Either further explanation. Imagine the snake close to the Egyptian god of chaos. Does misspell. It's likely imagine the demon as well. A demon. That's just it. There's so many different types of demons. Like you're gonna go with like the Judeo-Christian version of Satan demon, where he's like the size of a titan, and you're gonna go with the Egyptian god of the runner of the Egyptian god of the afterlife, which is the giant snake that you fight even in Even in Assassin's Creed Origins. It's like there's always so many different things. There's so many different variables. It's kind of like the question that Death Battle gave me when doing my interview. It's like, how many tennis balls can you fit inside of a limousine? Well, if you want to go on face value and do the math and take an average limousine, that's one thing. But there's so many different types of limousines. There's the short stack limousines. There's the multi-stack limousines. There are the limousines that go on for like miles. There's the world's longest limousine. There's so many different variables to what that question can entail that it's very hard to just give a definitive, concrete answer unless you give me full context of what the actual snake is, how big the snake is, what type of god the snake is supposed to represent. Is he a representative of a particular type of god? Is he supposed to be an omnipotent, omniscient god? Are they both the same god just because their forms or this does not automatically mean their powers are finite, and in certain aspects their powers can be finite depending on what form they are taking. It is impossible to just say, well, the snake loses because it's smaller than the demon. Well, the snake is still a god, so he still has the god level durability, but the demon doesn't for some reason. You got to give me full context, man. It has to be a specific character or a specific type of thing. They're both still can be defeated. It's an even matchup. It can go literally either way depending on story context of what you can write. Rouge the Bat versus Sly Cooper. Sly! Naruto versus Echo. Mostly because Echo can just... Depends. Depends. Echo's strong, but he also got beat by other guys as well, and I can say that those guys are on Naruto's level, if not even not on Naruto's level, which makes it so that Naruto's actually above them, so Gilgamesh, Final Fantasy. Gilgamesh from Fate. Gilgamesh from Final Fantasy. I see people throwing Luffy versus Yusuke around. Yusuke Urameshi. Yusuke Urameshi versus Luffy. With current Yusuke wins because current Yusuke, the final Yusuke that we have is continental. His demon form is that strong, and Luffy hasn't showcased that level of strength yet. Johnny versus Gurren Lagann. Johnny after part 7. Johnny Joestar versus Gurren Lagann, because while Johnny has the power of infinity, Gurren Lagann has a power of probability, making it so that he can make it so that literally anything that's possible isn't possible. Whatever he wants to try to do, as long as he has the fighting spirit to do it, he's going to do it. That's just how Gurren Lagann works. That's just how a drill works. The Pillar Man theme versus all other themes. The Pillar Man theme destroys. Pikachu versus what is this? I have no clue. I don't play Yokai Watch. The only Yokai Watch I'll ever probably play is the new one that's coming to Switch later down the line. That's about it. I don't know his capabilities. Celestia versus White Diamond. Celestia versus White Diamonds. Considering that Celestia got beat by a slightly love amped Chrysalis, I gotta go with White Diamond, because White Diamond. Here's the thing about White Diamond. Here's how I believe she works. She corrupts the gem, and that's how you converts it to the other side. So it's impossible for White Diamond to corrupt Celestia the same way that she can do the other gems. So that's one neck. But she has the height advantage, and there's really nothing that I can see Celestia doing to really overpower White Diamond. Black versus McCree. McCree versus Aaron Black. That's a hard one. Mostly because I don't really know that much about Aaron Black that much. Steven versus OKKO. I don't know much about OKKO, so I cannot give my piece to that. Blake versus Mikasa. Why am I blanking on Mikasa for some reason? I know Mikasa. What the fuck? What is wrong with me? Mikasa. Right, from Attack on Titan. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me? Mikasa has great maneuverability, great skill, great combat training, great sheer willpower, and since she's an Ackerman, she also has that weird thing where she can just go into a hell-ballistic state of ultimate destruction. Blake has great advantage when it comes to her semblance and her use of dust with her semblance, making Mikasa run into things that she probably cannot handle. I cannot see Mikasa surviving a point-blank explosion from a red dust clone and also getting out and countering a stone clone and an ice clone in tandem of Blake's sheer speed and ferocity and her use with guns. So I gotta go with Blake. Dio Steamroller versus the ambulance. The steamroller destroys the ambulance. Deku versus the Titanic. Why is that a fight for you? Meliodas, Seven Deadly Sins versus Dante. That is a hard one, mostly because they are both very strong in their own right. They both seem to have the same level of power, especially the Dante that we get in Devil May Cry. It'll be hard to see how Dante is going to get past full counter on Meliodas' side, but in the end, it'll be a pretty damn good fight, and it could go either way for me. Ambulance wins every time. Alright. Ridley versus Turles space pirate fight. Oh, right, the ambulance. Now I get it. Part 4. Jesus Christ. Alright. Whistles. My opinions. Thank you. You have interesting opinions. Thank you. Nothing. I'm noting your opinions. Thanks. If it's one thing that people praise me for, it's my opinions. They seem to be very balanced. Like all things should be. What about Gilgamesh versus Karna from Fate? I have to get back to you on that. Just so you know, the snake wasn't smaller than the demon. It was larger. And again, which was irrelevant. So, yeah. Gurren Lagann versus the Doctor. The Doctor has passive portability hacks that automatically makes him have the advantage that's said in the novel. But the Gurren Lagann can just say, screw that. That's it. He also has probability hacks, so it just depends on how big the probability hacks is on one side. So, and not to mention, it's like you also need to remember that Gurren Lagann is the size of a universe. You also have to take that into account. So, Envy from Fullmetal Alchemist versus Queen Chrysalis. Envy, because Queen Chrysalis ain't got on Envy. When stream goes forever, just oh Jesus. Oy, okay. Just wondering. I don't know. It could end now. It couldn't end later. Right now, if I get to, usually how I end streams, and if I reach the bottom and there's not much anything anyone can say anymore, it's usually when the stream ends. Right now, I am peckish due to all this talking that I've been doing. I got work tomorrow. But guess who doesn't care? Hey. Yokai watch, but understand things. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, which usually happens around the third hour mark. Clayface versus T-1000. Clayface can turn to literally anything and probably get into T-1000 circuits and mess them up. Discord versus Beerus. Beerus. Depends. Beerus, though. Because, as shown in Dragon Ball, with enough power, you can negate hacks. I don't remember Q. Garo versus Kid Goku. Hold on, I need to make sure this is the Garo I'm thinking of. Yep, it's Garo from One Punch Man, right? Versus Kid Goku. If we're talking Awoken Garo, like the Garo that we're supposed to get later down the line, then Awoken Garo beats Kid Goku. Never current Goku. What about Gilgamesh versus Madara? Madara beats Gilgamesh. It depends on which Gilgamesh we're using and which Madara we're using. We're using Gilgamesh with like powerful. It's powerful enough to get Gilgamesh, or Madara and Madara with the 76 path. If it's that, then Madara wins. Red Tetris block versus green Tetris block. Depends. They all have their own personal colors. If it's like the long Tetris piece versus the L Tetris piece, then the long Tetris piece wins every day. Adam Taurus versus Virgil. Virgil destroys Adam without even trying. Adam tries to go up to Virgil. Virgil doesn't even unsheath his sword. He just kind of clicks it out of its holster and then clicks it back in. Adam's dead. Do you know how powerful Virgil is? Why do people keep putting Discord against people who stomp him? Do you guys hate Discord? It's not that they hate Discord. It's because they love Discord and they think he can handle these kind of beings. And I don't blame them, but it's just he can't. The Unverse, Kingdom Hearts versus the Grimm. The Unverse win because the only way you can really fight the Unverse is by using Keyblades and stuff like that. And the Grimm can't. The Grimm are mindless, and granted, the Unverse are pretty mindless as well. But they pretty much come in an unquantifiable quantity. Allow me to try again with more context. Let's give a name and a personality to these hypothetical beings. Hey, we got to finish reading. Fine then. Yeah, two probability hacks counter each other. Also, two counter each other. The Doctor has weapons that can affect the entire universe at once, as well as higher dimensions. That's impressive. Since Super Tengen Topa Gurren Lagann is the size of multiple universes. The size of multiple universes. And the drill that he summons is the size of even more universes. It's going to be interesting to see how that weapon of his is going to handle that drill. So if you're going to say the probability hacks counter each other, they can't probability hacks each other. Then the only thing they have is their most powerful weapons. So you have the entire universe at once versus something that can literally destroy multiple universes just by spinning once. So... like the key to time, the moment, or the paradigm. My thumb versus attack. Okay, I'm done. Kirito's Sword Art Online versus Alpha versus Tome. Oh man, I need to rewatch Tome, but I gotta go with Kirito because he's fucking overpowered and I hate him. From Bleach versus Orochimaru. Hold on, I need to refresh my memory on a Bleach character. Give me a second. Interesting matchup, but I think the Bankai can take out... I think his Bankai can take out Orochimaru. Maybe. Depends. It's really up in the air. Uniform version of Discord from Star Trek played the same actor. Oh, I see. It's a joke battle. All right. It's been a long time since I've seen Star Trek. I was joking because I felt that Adam was ripping off Virgil in his fighting style. Yeah, he definitely was. Inspirations, manifestations everywhere, man. But I get it. That's funny. Tyrek full power versus Madara 6 path. Madara 6 path. Madara 6 paths. If you're gonna go off like destructibility, Madara's destructibility can be quantified as moon level to slightly planetary. Now, I use slightly very loosely. As for Tyrek, according to the power output that you can give off, he absorbed the power of all the princesses and Discord, meaning that he has to be star level. But how do you kill a guy with great regeneration like Madara? And the AP for Tyrek is definitely interesting to note because that's just it. I can't really quantify. I want to say Tyrek because of the power advantage and everything else, but I don't know how far Madara's regeneration can really take him. So if I had a gun up to my head, I'd say Tyrek. But also I have to go with Madara, maybe because Madara has Limbo clones, and I don't see how Tyrek can handle Limbo clones. He just can't. Oh. The Genie original versus Discord. The Genie, the original Robin Williams Genie versus Discord. It's really interesting to see. I don't know, because Robin Williams Genie clearly has more intelligence than most other people and shows a level of... Because you have a difference between reality warping things with your magic and just being a reality warping god in and of itself. So that's up in the air too. Genie is boundless, seemingly. He can do whatever he wants now that he's free. And Discord's playful. It just depends on who would want to kill the other first or beat the other. It's funny. Maybe Discord can summon up. Maybe Discord can summon up a lamp with its reality warping capabilities and use Genie's one weakness and being bounded to a lamp. All right. Huge from Star Trek. 10 men versus a lion. 10 men versus a lion. Depends on which men you're going with. It all depends. If you're going with weak, scrawny men with no battle complex or experience, the lion's gonna win easily. But then put up 10 Arnold Schwarzeneggers, they'll win. Derpy, 2% power versus the one above all. You got an even fight there. Pretty even, but Derpy still has it. Tank Top Master versus Mr. Satan. Tank Top Master. Mr. Satan's strong, but Tank Top Master once picked up a giant piece of debris and chucked it at the Boris' spaceship, which is way more impressive than anything Mr. Satan has showcased to be doing. Punching a bus, impressive. Throwing a giant slab of a building, that's even more impressive. One tank top tackle, and then Mr. Satan's done. Let me try again with more context. Helping as well, the ability range. Any ideas, folks? Okay. Main 6 versus Deadly 6. Sonic. Main 6. Deadly 6 are trash. Really. The self-destruction of would also affect every universe, which are an infinite amount of. The self-destruction of the TARDIS would also affect every universe. But wouldn't that also kill the Doctor? We have to again. I'm not a big Doctor Who fan. I remember watching it when I was a kid, but just kind of diluted from it because it's just gotten worse over the years for me. But yeah, the destruction of the TARDIS would also affect every universe, which there are an infinite amount of. But how is that supposed to beat Gurren Lagann? If you destroy the Tartarus, what does that do? Does it destroy everything? If it destroys everything, and Doctor Who's screwed too, right? No one wins. What are some fights you've always wanted to see? Some fights I've always wanted to see is Celestia versus Amaterasu from Okami. Sora versus who was it? There was one particular character I wanted Sora to fight, but it had to be Pit for some reason. Sora versus Link. And Jotaro versus Kenshiro was a long time one. I'm happy I finally got to see that. Off the top of my head, that's pretty much it. I want to find someone for Finn and Jake. From Disney movie Hercules, especially current Hercules. Okay. Jesus Christ. That turns high multiversal level characters into human level. I spent 2 months researching this guy. I'm gonna use that research. That's great. Okay, Doctor. The Doctor also has a crystal that turn. Okay, tell me something. How does the Doctor use his probability manipulation? How does that work? Does it just do it? If it just does it with no trigger, then that's just how that works. But you also need to take into account that the Anti-Spiral also had probability manipulation along with fighting Super Tank and Toppa Gurren Lagann. So it's not like it's impossible to fight probability manipulation with probability manipulation. Also, you have the fact that Fighting Spirit is also just its own thing. It's not just probability manipulation. Fighting Spirit with Simone and the rest of Team Daiguren in Super Tank and Toppa Gurren Lagann is far beyond the comprehension level of what people really give that thing credit for. So, say you want the high multiversal level characters into human level characters. All right? How does that go against the probability? Do you say it negates the probability? How does that negate the probability if you know that probability can overtake that probability because there's already been an example of probability manipulators overtaking other probability manipulators thanks to unimaginable degrees. Fighting Spirit, it always stems from if Simone wants to win, his Fighting Spirit will have it so that he wins. That's how that universe works. That's how he works. Kind of like the One Punch Man thing. One Punch Man wanted to be the strongest hero. He is the strongest hero. He is going to beat everything because he wanted to be. That's just how it is. As for Gurren Lagann in and of itself, if you're going to say that's how it works and this probability just overtakes his or counteracts each other and this high multiversal level thing, you have to also know that, what do you mean by high multiversal? What is the level of high multiversal? There is always a spectrum. High multiversal means that you can defeat this many, you can destroy this many, and create this many. Tier 2, nearing 1A for nearing 1A tier list for Super Tank and Toboggan Lagann makes him far almost boundless. And I'm not saying he is boundless, but he's almost boundless. We need context here. Give me everything that you believe can really take out Tank and Toboggan Lagann with all things at Doctor Who. The only problem with this argument here is that I don't know much about Doctor Who. So it's just your word against my word, and I bet you know a lot of things about Gurren Lagann as well, and that's just it. I am at a disadvantage here. I know nothing of Doctor Who, and I have absolutely no clue if what you're telling me is 100% fact, but I'm just going to go with 100% fact because you seem like the type of guy to not try to fabricate his own bullshit. So that's what I'm going with. But again, I'm at a disadvantage. I don't know anything about Doctor Who and how exactly his stuff works. You say he has a crystal. How does that crystal work? Does he put it inside a machine? Does he use it? Does it just activate? I need to know. An immovable object versus an unstoppable force. According to science, they'll just pass through each other, meaning that the immovable object will still stay unmoved, and the unstoppable force will just move through it, still moving, basically. Weiss versus Satsuki. Korean Satsuki from Kill la Kill. Satsuki. Satsuki beats Weiss. I mean, like, there's no way she can lose. Immovable object, the force is unstoppable, so sooner or later it will move away in self battlefield remove. Weiss versus Vexen. Weiss versus Vexen. Because Vexen just the power level that Vexen has, especially if we're gonna go with his actual fight in general. Weiss is gonna fight Vexen. Vexen's gonna get some data on Weiss. And then Weiss is going to have to fight an evil version of her that's just going to stomp her. Blake versus Nico Robin. Blake versus Nico Robin. That depends. Like, really does. Like, Nico has a lot of things that can really just destroy Blake. Not to mention she's a fantastic tactician. I got to go with Nico. There's a reason why I have my characters fight the Ruby characters. They're not really all that strong. Alright. How you can kill? Oh, well, in Kill la Kill game, Sasuke. It's basically your Ruku's final form. She destroys. Yeah. What about Superboy Prime versus the Sentry from Marvel? I have no idea how powerful both characters are, but since DC is DC, I gotta go with Superboy Prime. King Sombra versus Darth Vader. Really? It depends. Like, Sombra, his mind control is broken AF. So if Sombra gets to Darth Vader first before he's able to use the Force against Sombra, and even if he does, he can just poof into smoke and probably get rid and probably negate that. So gotta go with King Sombra, actually. I've been thinking. I do believe it's time to add context. Yeah. Here we go. Alright. Sans versus Ghost Rider. Sans. DC Bumblebee versus Marvel Wasp. I only know Bumblebee a little bit, and that's only from Teen Titans, and I only know the Wasp from the MCU movies, so I have no clue. They seem pretty evenly matched, if I remember correctly. I'd say the name of the snake is Drome. Random, but... well, yeah, name of the demon is River. Unoriginal, but oh well. Okay. Names of the characters does not immediately quantify the level of strength. Like, let's say Hercules, for example. Like Hercules. I'm now Hercules. Does that automatically mean that this Hercules does everything and has the same level of strength that the original Hercules has? No. Like in God of War, you fight Hercules, but does this Hercules is stronger or weaker than the Hercules from Legend? This Hercules definitely is not as strong as the Hercules in the Disney cartoon. So it's like names are just names. The genie is, if captive, needs someone to make a wish. He'd have limits. Don't make people fall in love, can't kill, and can't bring anyone back from the dead. According to Genie, he said that, according to Genie, it's more of just guidelines that he has to follow as a genie. He He can't make people fall in love because he finds it to be inhumane. He doesn't kill people because he's not the type of guy, and he can't bring back from the dead. And he even says, I can't bring anyone back from the dead. It's not a pretty picture. I don't like doing it. That's like the primary thing you need to understand. I don't like doing it. It seems like his own personal guidelines and what he can and can't do at his own strict rules as a genie. But if you go with a genie in like Fairly Odd Parents, he can literally do whatever you wanted. So it really depends. Street Fighter versus Wesker. Free Genie was weaker. How? Give me the example of how Free Genie was weaker. Because according to what I get to see, Free Genie just means that he's boundless and whatever you just in existence, and his bad luck works as in anything that bad to happen will go wrong and probably most likely to him. So Jinx wins. Team battle. Robbie Rotten and Waluigi versus Ugandan Knuckles and Sonic. Sonic and Ugandan Knuckles, those two just... Robbie Rotten, however, is God, so it's kind of hard. It has no trigger. It has no trigger. It just happens around him. Which are we talking about? The crystal, the probability manipulation. Also, remember, you have to give context since I mean everything. And plus, it was a long time ago since I made that comment, so... let's say Rama and Paragon of, let's say River is the exact opposite, hence two are fighting. Let's say the Paragon of Benevolence, and let's say the Reaver is the exact opposite. Hence, and then you just have to go on your own personal merit of how good the Paragon is to the Renegade. If the Paragon is 50 and the other Renegade is 50, then it'll just forever be in a stalemate forever, since there'll be no actual quantifiable way for them to beat each other, since they both are each other. It's like saying I'm going to destroy all evil, but what is the concept of evil without good? So what is the concept of Paragon if there's no Renegade to really even come to about? That's like the pure broad scope of things. So if you're going to put up a Paragon guy fighting an evil guy, he also still depends. Just because someone's righteous and arduous does not automatically mean they're going to immediately beat the guy who is a Renegade. AKA One Punch Man, Season 1. You have Moomin Rider, a pure essence of Paragon. And then you have the Sea King, a pure essence of Renegade. Paragon, he has so much will to fight, doesn't mean anything if he doesn't have the strength to back it up. So their resolve means nothing in a fight as well. It takes forever to reach the bottom. Yep, it will. Forever. Charles, sooner or later, it will be 3 o'clock. And you guys will be gone. Charles Ness from Street Fighter versus Wesker from Resident Evil. I have no clue, but I gotta go with Wesker. Applejack and Big Mac versus Edward and Elric. Edward, gotta go with them. The TARDIS also has space-time hacks that affect the Quantum Archangel, which is 11-dimensional and transcends the entire infinite multiverse. And Gurren Lagann has showcased to be able to pierce that. Like, if we're gonna go pure feats alone, yes. With that, you could say, also, yes. When you say affect the Quantum Archangel, which is a 11-dimensional being, how did it affect it? Did it kill it? Did it just distort its body? What did it do? The TARDIS did what to it? I punched a car. The effect was that I shook it. Does that automatically make me car level? You see what I mean? So the TARDIS has also space-time hacks that affect the Quantum Archangel. What did it do? Did it intercept it when it's trying to go through other quantum realities? Did it stop it from doing whatever it is it was trying to do? Gurren Lagann is a pure, if I want to do it, I do it kind of thing. It's very hard to fight something like that. Sonic the Werehog versus Wolf Link. My favorite Zelda character. With Midna. If it has with Midna, then Sonic has a hard time. If it's just Wolf Link by himself, Sonic. Lightning Dash versus Fudge Man. Have no clue. Let's say that is omniscient, all-knowing, being who made the universe. And Reaver is simply extremely powerful enough to make galaxies and warp reality, which Dremora made. Well, here's the thing. I have my story, and in my story, there's God, the devil, and nothing. Nothing is a pure construct of everything that is nothing. and it created something that could take its power and create it into things. The only reason why it cannot fight against this thing is because the things that it created are so otherworldly and something that he cannot simply fathom and understand, because it's not him anymore. He cannot simply dismantle it because he needs to know what makes it up of it. And since it's one part him, so what you're doing here is you're saying you have an omniscient creature that apparently created the universe, and then you have this thing that that can destroy the thing that it created. So what does that make it? If it's omniscient and not omnipotent, then this omnipotent thing can defeat an omniscient thing. Just because it's all-knowing does not make it all-powerful. You can know something, but you can know that you're going to die tomorrow. Doesn't mean anything. That's just it. It's kind of like having future vision. People believe that people with future vision and precognition can just beat anyone, but it's not fact. Let's say you're in a room and you have nothing but a bunch of bullets about to come at you all at once. You can see into the future that you're going to be reeled with bullets. If you cannot escape it, that's your fate. Scientists create things all the time, but does that make them God? No, it makes the things that they create, the things that they do with these things, making anything. I can kill a scientist easily if I have the necessary tools, aka gun or even a hitman on my own accord, and I just defeated a guy who can create a mini sun. That means nothing. So you see what I mean there? What about Baki versus Ippo from Hajime no Ippo? Baki is strong. I don't know much about Baki. I need to get into the anime or read the manga at that point. But I gotta go with Baki because Grappler sometimes always beats boxers, but it's really up in the air. Baki gets in close, Ippo's screwed. Master Splinter versus Master Oogway. Master Splinter versus Master Oogway. I gotta go with Master Oogway because he has like potential. He has potential, and I gotta go with that mostly because I don't see Master Splinter really being that much of a master other than just being himself. That's not like I'm saying he doesn't have any skill, but Master Oogway has showcased more of his skill more than I got to see with Master Splinter. I have infinite defense, but I have infinite defense, but I have 0 offense. So it would depend on a Fudgeman 90 stats. It's really close. Too long to read. I actually think it's pretty close. Too long. Tengatoppa and Gurren Lagann is 11-dimensional. Doc is 11-dimensional, so I think it'd be close. I really don't think he's 1A. I also don't think he's 1A. I just other people would like to believe that. I'm just throwing it out there as like a pure highball aspect to it, to its character. If anything, I think they stalemate. But if you have to really decide one or the other, as a fan, I have to go with Tengatoppa and Gurren Lagann. But as a person who doesn't know anything about Doctor Who, and actually I'm kind of surprised that there's even this level of transdimensional stuff, Doctor Who seems like he could have pulled over to win. So there you go there. Cringiest, Cozy Glow. I guess you're trying to say Chrysalis, and it is Chrysalis. Chrysalis wins. Who would most likely win? Hanzi versus Saitama. Bam. Jojo Dio versus Wakfu Nox. I don't know much about Nox yet. I need to get to him. Superboy Prime is that one strong enough to enter reality by punching. Then yeah, Superboy Prime. Says Ratchet and Clank. Dr. Nefarious versus Cyber Arrow, Jack and Daxter. Dr. Nefarious. Depends on what equipment you're going to give him. Discord versus the entire Star Wars universe. Discord versus the entire Star Wars universe. I don't know much about the Star Wars universe other than what we got from the movies, and if that's the case, Discord. Infinite. Ah, damn it. Ah, Jesus. Infinite versus Zexion. I really need to catch up on my organization members. Zexion, because Infinite hasn't really showcased any level of getting out of dimensional places other than just making other people go into them themselves. So, and Zexion is a prass mofo, so, and it's a pretty fast mofo. And if we're just gonna go with the fact that Sonic is speed of sound, yeah, I'm pretty sure Zexion can dodge whatever Infinite throws at him. Universe, there's a character limit. How about everything I post, but you two let me. Oh, I see. Dabi from Boku no Hero versus Todoroki. That's just that might actually happen later down the line. So I really can't say. But Todoroki has the advantage having ice on his side, not just fire. a man with gun versus a man with sword. Depends on the skill level of both characters. You have a baby with a gun versus a master samurai. You're probably gonna have the guy with a sword win. Let's put in a context here. You ever watched or know anything about Afro Samurai or Samurai Jack? These are guys with swords and they beat guys with guns all the time. So it all depends on skill level. Again, you can't just say this man with this thing and this man with that thing. You got to put more actual context into who's holding said weapon and what you're doing. True, but Jafar couldn't kill as a genie either. Jafar couldn't kill as a genie either. Was he still bounded? Was he still bounded or was he unbounded? Because I forget. If he was unbounded and couldn't kill, then yes, okay, fine. Genie can't kill. But if he was bounded, then again, that's just the whole part of being a genie. Because I remember Jafar being freed, but I don't know the actual legitimate context to it. So there you go there. True, but a stand that is a guy. A stand that is a guy versus a stand that holds a gun. A stand is a guy versus a stand that holds a gun. It's hard to debate here because you read my responses like 5 minutes later. Yeah, it is hard to debate here. I would say go over to Discord, but I barely am on that either. So I'm gonna head out. I know you said you're not too interested in Discord, but if you ever find yourself seeking conversation, stop by a Glitch Crew chat. You're welcome. I'll do my best. Just don't expect. See you later, bro. You're probably already gone because it's been a while. The one that has no trigger is the probability one. Okay then. So it's just like Gurren Lagann. So they do counteract each other. Alright then. And it just goes on. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Now I'm going to suggest this. Main 6 Battle Royale. Twilight. Twilight wins easily. Genie in the TV show and the sequels didn't have the power he had in Aladdin. He was powerful, sure, but Jafar so easily beat him. Genie to Genie, and Genie is to weaker once freed. Alright then. Weird how that works, but fine. Okay. Yugi versus Ash. In a battle, Ash destroys Yugi. Other mystical beings beat him fairly regular during the show too. I don't remember the show. Who would be a good fusion fight? The characters fuse for it to be a fight. Ruby with Yang. Ruby with Yang versus Ruby with Yang versus Steven with versus Steven with Garnet. Virgil fused with Adam versus Dante fused with Blake. I don't know. Gotta go with Dante and Blake though. It's really hard. It's really hard to send it flying. Fusion fight. Superman versus All Might. Superman. Like, how is that even a fight? Grogar versus Megatron Prime. Grogar. Pure bias. Cthulhu versus Godzilla. Cthulhu. I just saw the Me versus Lightning Dash. Dio versus Hit. Dio's strong, but he can't harm Hit, and Hit can just harm him easily. Time stopper, no. Guardian versus Discord. Guardian versus Discord. I don't know which Guardian. How can I defeat you, but you can't damage me? How? I can't damage you, but you can't damage me. Cole McGrath versus Alex Mercer. Cole McGrath versus Alex. Cole due to experience, but Alex due to more power repertoire. Depends on how good the future vision is. It can be as bad as the one from That's So Raven, or it has good from Warhammer. Well, definitely, yeah, absolutely. But again, you can see into the future, but you can't change your fate. That's just how it is. That's how fate works. If you believe in fate or not, fate is a fate in actual context is something you cannot avoid. It is that. So future vision or not, you cannot avoid something that is just going to happen to you. A supersonic. Raiden. Jack the Ripper. She-Ra versus Wonder Woman. She-Ra versus Wonder Woman. OG She-Ra beats beats a particular Wonder Woman. Other Wonder Woman destroys She-Ra. That's the thing about Wonder Woman. You gotta pick one. Cthulhu versus the Cloverfield monster. Cthulhu. Cloverfield monster is just big and bad. Cthulhu has like actual demonic obliteration abilities into send people into oblivion type stuff. Speed. Future vision allows him to see hundreds of thousands of futures for every person in the galaxy and choose for one he wants. Alright, hundreds of thousands versus quintillions upon infinite possibilities. That's the one thing about people who need to understand what happened with Doctor Strange. He looked into 14 million different different timelines to see if they, and only saw that they won one. So if you're gonna go on pure ratio, if he saw through 14 more, he probably saw another one where that could happen. It's not one in infinity; it's one in a particular finite number. So same thing goes with future. I can see in so many different futures and choose which one. But again, if it's a person's fate, what can you do? Which version of She-Ra and Wonder Woman? Yeah, exactly. Which version of She-Ra? Oh, when I say omniscient, I mean omniscient. Raman knows every outcome and every path. He knows the way to avoid every problem and the way to win every fight. Imagine multiple timelines, but being able to pick the best one. Okay? So, again, omniscient knows everything. Knowledge is power. Knowledge beats brute force and like that. So you're basically saying that since he knows how to win, even if he's the weakest person in the universe, since he knows how to win because there's multiple timelines and there has to be at least one timeline where he wins, he just picks up that timeline. So how can the other guy even have a hope to win? I've watched Overlord, infinite possibilities, and the knowledge to achieve the one in which you win. Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers. Jason Voorhees has actual, like, reality warping abilities, while Michael Myers just pretends he has them. I will stop bothering you, so you have a nice day. You were bothering me? When did that happen? Virgil versus Trunks. Trunks, depends on which Trunks you're going for. Even if you do depend, I still think Trunks wins. Tempest Shadow versus Kylo Ren. Depends. I think Kylo. I don't think Jafar was ever unbounded. But hey, alright. Lion Dash as a Pokemon trainer versus Fudgeman. Well, okay, now. Jafar was bound. I don't think he was ever freed unless it happens in Hercules crossover. I can see myself winning that, I think. I don't like Pokemon, though. Garnet versus Mod Pie. Mod. I meant a character like Vegito. I have no clue other characters that that are straight up fusions. That'll be a good fight for me to think about. A fight animated series Superman versus All Might. Okay, that's a more even fight. I gotta say that much. I still gotta go with Superman though, because anytime that Superman feels like he's losing, he can just go sun dipping and then come back when he feels like it. Because All Might has no way of stopping Superman from flying away from him. Unless you can say he's fast enough to charge him in midair. Not to mention, we still don't know exactly how powerful he is in his prime. Darth Vader versus Doctor Strange. Darth Vader versus Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange destroys. Superman, I believe. And Lightning Dash has 6 Digimon. Pokemon. I like Digimon. Cthulhu has made constellations disappear in a book. Yeah. How do you F with that? Homer Simpson versus Peter Griffin. That fight already happened. It's an even match with Peter coming out on top, I believe. Batman Beyond versus Iron Man. MCU. Iron Man. Especially current Iron Man. Pearl versus Twilight Sparkle in Organization. In Organization? Like, just in general? Twilight. She destroys Pearl. Like, Pearl is all about her, like, organization. Granted, you know, I'm not taking into account that she organizes things in that little dome piece of hers. So it's really up in the air. Even though Twilight Sparkle literally has a day where she just gets rid of everything and then resupplies them. Who does that? From One Piece versus One Piece. Not sure. My mom somehow had no idea what but knows what H.P. Lovecraft is. I like how versus the Cliff. Crushes. He's mastering knows hockey. That's Barcelona. Yeah, definitely. I gotta go with Barcelona on that front because look, don't make me think about One Piece right now. Now I'm picturing him fighting Clifford the Big Red Dog. The Thing, Fantastic Four versus The Thing, John, horror movie. The Thing, that thing, I don't know. I don't know the very capabilities of what The Thing can do, particularly from the John Carpenter horror movie. Steven Universe versus Spike. Steven. Oh, you don't think Spike would eat Steven's gem? What would that even do? How would that work? Oh, Christ. Oh, Jesus. But Spike would never actually have a chance to get to Steven at that time. But that's horrific. Actually versus Marcus Phoenix. Master Chief destroys Marcus. Shut nigger off. Knows the gate. Shut nigger... Knows the gate. The gate. Future. Sarah. Serious by versus Saitama. Wasn't joking. Well, here's the thing. Which universe are we going in? If we're going in pure universe aspect, if Ainz is inside Saitama universe, Saitama wins. That's just how he works. If Saitama's inside Ainz's universe, Ainz wins. Not because that's how his universe works. It's more of like, if Saitama goes to any universe that's not his own, and he has to abide by proper power scaling. And since his proper power scaling goes up to just being able to punch away a planet-wiping attack at this current point in time, there's no way that he can counter all of what Ainz has at his disposal with all of his rings. So Saitama can't win. But we're going on pure what Saitama was made for, and you're gonna go with the joke. Saitama wins. That's just how it works. Jason has reliable warping. What the hell? Yeah, it's confirmed that he can just walk and just teleport to different locations. This is confirmed. He literally can just teleport and do things that other guys can't do. Ainz versus Sosuke Aizen. That's up in the air because Sosuke Aizen does have hacks that might be able to bypass what Ainz can do, but it depends. Gumball versus Chowder. Chowder. Gumball. I don't know. Silver the Hedgehog versus Trunks. Trunks. Dark Strider, God Tier versus Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack. Pure. I just love Samurai Jack. Not necessarily. Never is a perfect being. He can strive for the correct path, the path to victory, but he can slip up to around. We can see multiple timelines in which he wins, be confused. Be confused. Is in which is best. That just goes back to just because you see a perfect outcome does not automatically mean that you're going to win. Just like fate. If fate says you're not going to do it, fate says you're not going to do it. In the end, you're going to lose to the guy who has the ability to beat you regardless. If he has the power to destroy the things that you quote unquote created, and just because you know everything, in the end, if you have zero, literally zero opportunities to kill the thing that can kill you just because you know you can win and can't actually achieve it because you lack the actual ability to do it, since you're not freaking perfect, you're going to lose. And the best possible solution that you can come up with is that you run forever, making it a stalemate until one gives up. And since both of them are gods, it's pretty much impossible for either of them to give up. In the end, you're just bringing up scenarios where it's just, again, back to being a purely not fight. It's not a fight. If you give this person so many things that allows him to, it's like Gold Experience Requiem versus anyone who Gold Experience Requiem cannot punch and kill. Gold Experience Requiem versus Goku. Goku cannot touch Giorno because literally everything Goku tries to do, Gold Experience will convert it back to zero. But Gold Experience cannot harm Goku because his defensive capabilities is impossible. Meaning, in every single feasibly possible timeline, Giorno cannot beat Goku and Goku cannot beat Giorno. It is impossible, making it a stalemate, unquantifiable match. You got a guy who knows every single timeline, but apparently cannot achieve the timeline where he wins because he is apparently slips up all the time, apparently, or until he finds that opportunity where he doesn't slip up, versus a guy who can destroy literally anything. You see how complicated you're making this, and I get why you're making it complicated, because that's the whole thing about two gods fighting each other. You have to make it complicated because it's not as simple as this guy punches the other guy, and this guy then falls down because this guy was stronger than it. A fight B, A beats B, so B can't beat C or whatever type of nonsense that goes on in the versus battle community. I get where you're coming from, but in the end, you got to give me some leeway here. Exactly, you gave me a character, what their big thing is, what is their backstory, what their personality is like. Have they ever done anything like this before? Do they have any personal connections with each other that makes them so that he slips up? Is this person used to be his friend? Does this person did this person used to be a friend? Was he betrayed by this person before? Did the other person ever once thought that fighting this person would be a bad idea? Had he tried it before? Is this the first time he's trying it? If this is the second time he's trying it, what made him stop the first time? Did he lose the last time? And why is he coming back again thinking that this is the next opportunity to do it? There's so many different things and so many different possibilities that you can go up on a person and a person's character that you can't simply just give me a character, give me this personal thing about their character and say that, well, here we go. Because every time I come up with something, you're going to come up with something again on that aspect to say, hey, this is what they can do again. So it's, again, back to an unquantifiable degree. I like this conversation. I like how it's really testing my brain out, but unless there's an actual clear, concrete thing that you can tell me at the end of this entire spiel that I'm going to, I kind of don't want to continue, if you know what I mean? Unless we're going to go with actual characters. Because created characters are always so complicated to even try to come up with actual legitimate strategies and things to come up with them with. That's why I always do my best to put as much characterization and what they do with their powers. Icon, for instance. These two characters you're talking about right now could get easily one shot by Icon because he is literally everything that is broken. Think of something that you believe these two characters currently that we're talking about right now can do. Icon can negate that, bar none. But the reason why he wouldn't do it is because his personality dictates that he doesn't want to. That's it. That's how gods in my universe work. They can do this, they can do that. Well, unless they do not have the drive, they don't feel like having the necessary ability to do it, and just don't feel like doing it is the reason why they don't do it. Icon can literally one shot the entirety of my universe, but he doesn't do it because he finds it to be fun. But he can do it. See, that's when it comes to characterization. Vegeta versus Discord. Depends. Since Vegeta can apparently punch destruction out of existence, then it's very hard to say that Discord can just will him out of existence as well. Well, too much sun dipping will give him super cancer. But yeah, you could do that. Whatever. The Twilight Saga versus 50 Shades of Grey. Twilight Saga. At least 50 Shades of Grey has some actual writing put into it. Tell me. MCU Spider-Man versus Jolene. MCU Spider-Man versus Jolene. Jolene. Because Spider-Man can't see Jolene's stand, and that stand it basically makes Jolene almost untouchable. Especially what Spider-Man has. MCU's. John Egbert, God tier versus Dark Strider, God tier. Dirk Strider, God tier. Well, Dirk is a heart player, and John is a breath player. It depends on which one is supposed to be stronger in their particular context. For what I got from Dirk Strider's God tier is that I saw more impressive feats from John's. That's all I gotta say. Not to mention John, if we're going like pure John here, he has retcon powers, you know, him being able to teleport anywhere, so he can pretty much just kill Dirk before he even gets God tier, if he feels like it. Granted, there'll be just be another Dirk from another timeline, but whatever. In Forms of Victory, John will win. He may know he may know everything, but he can't pick half his best path. So he find the best path. Now it's MCU versus Celeste. Because there are certain Paragon characters that do not act. There are certain Paragon characters that do not act like this Paragon character that are currently giving to me. Since he is pure Paragon, he wants to find the best path. But some Paragons will just find the necessary path that he needs to do to finish the fight off quickly, because he knows the longer he stays, the longer this fight goes on, the more things that will get destroyed. A true Paragon person will always think of others besides just himself and his own personal matters of victory. So getting it done as fast as possible, even if it means sacrificing one life in approach to finding the reality that only no one dies. It'll be like saying like John in Homestuck needed to find the best possible timeline ever to continue on with the story. It's impossible to find the best possible timeline. People will die. People will suffer. That's just how it is. But Paragon is Paragon. Being pure Paragon does not automatically make you want to be a perfectionist. Especially if you go on a character's personal background, personality, and what they even strive, what even they think perfection even is. Because perfection is always subjective. Thanos, MCU versus Celestia. Thanos. You look tired. Very. Darkseid versus Lord English. That's hard, because Darkseid is a living manifestation of tyranny. So even if Lord English happens to win, he would basically be killing himself, because he himself is a tyrant. So, no. I'm fine. Would Spider-Sense Jolene stand? Probably. But here's the thing about Spider-Sense. It's not precognition. Spider-Sense will allow him to know... Spider-Sense is... Think of Spider-Sense is like this. Spider-Sense is a sense that goes off whenever danger is about to show up to Spider-Man. Whenever Spider-Man is about to be harmed, Spider-Sense will kick in. It's just up to his quick reflexes and natural-born ability and talent to dodge whatever is coming out. Spider-Sense does not make it so that Spider-Man can never get hurt. So the Spider-Sense will immediately be like, something's coming. But since he can't see it, interact with it, or really even know what's going on, it'll be pretty much impossible for him to really dodge most of Jolene's attacks. For instance, in the MCU, you have the moment where Spider-Man is about to web up Falcon and Bucky in Civil War, and before he's able to do it, one of Falcon's little drone things gets on his hand, and then he gets out of the building. If with his spider sense, he would be able to see that coming, dodge it accordingly. But in the end, he couldn't react to something that fast, because just because he knows it's coming doesn't mean he has the necessary ability to dodge it. Good night. All right. See what I mean? Sooner or later, y'all guys will leave, and then I'll be fine. Funny to be eating Steven's gem. Spike super cancer. Both have fused. I think I'm in a neutral universe. Both had to throw them in a neutral universe, and that's hard. I have no clue. Then Lightning Dash has a regular Pegasus 3. Perfect Hulk, Dr. Hulk versus the Unstoppable Juggernaut. The Unstoppable Juggernaut. Here's the thing. Okay, it depends. Which Perfect Hulk are we going with? Dr. Hulk. If we're going with Hulk in the comics, then probably Dr. Hulk. But if we're going with the one in the MCU, then Juggernaut wins. Why am I repeating? I did a versus Steven versus Spike because they're naive little kids who developed into a man. To be honest, it's kind of funny though. Yara is confirmed to have the power to negate the opponent's willpower, though, so he can make them give up unless they also resist that. And that's the thing about Goku and like everyone else. It's like it's very hard to really quantify what their willpower really is. Because take Hal for instance. If Hal has so much willpower that he's able to overcome all the manifestation of will, how's that quantified to what Gold Experience Requiem can do? But hey, if it works anything like the revert to zero, then that doesn't even matter. What about Natsu versus Ichigo? Ichigo wins because Natsu had no real quantifiable way to know where Ichigo is because he's still a Soul Reaper. It's very interesting. I mean, conversation. Thanks. I'm really happy you're enjoying it. Bacon versus eggs. Bacon. Dark Sonic versus Venom. Given that they both have an evil version of Dark Sonic. What about Jiren DBS versus Broly DBS? According to certain people in the versus battle community, not the versus battle community, the power scaling community, like Seth the Programmer and stuff like that, Jiren still beat Broly, despite the fact that Broly is showing some impressive stuff fighting Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta and whatnot. Jiren has still fought Ultra Instinct Goku, and people like to debate that Ultra Instinct Goku is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. So there you go there. I have a theory Spike is actually just Steven from Steel Bar Run Universe. Supergirl versus Batgirl. Discord versus all Kryptonians. I don't know. Discord. Some Kryptonians have really good resistance to reality warping. Not all. Okay, well, if it's all the Kryptonians, then he can probably take out a few, but if what Polo says is true, yeah. Did I say? Alright. Go, good night. Alright. Wouldn't, so, it's interesting. Versus dude. Low power buggy. That was his universe. He's still overpowered in strength and speed. Maybe. I'm not sure. Spider Sense. Withstands. Dan versus Saitama. Oh, that's a hard one. Undertale versus Earthbound. Since I have a very good soft spot for Earthbound, but Undertale just got me into that type of genre again. Superman versus Celestia. Superman versus Celestia. Only because Superman gets his powers from the sun, and Celestia controls the sun itself. Yes, but she can only move it. Superman can just fly to it. Superman versus the Hulk, and even then, base Superman can still take her out. Stay forever. Azula versus Jolene. Huh. That's a toughie. Jolene set herself on fire once, but I don't think she can actually take on Azula. But then again, I think she probably can. Marvel continuity shows do not work outside their universe, even if Thanos was thrown into a separate universe. He is still more powerful than her. Dio versus Diavolo. According to a lot of people, Diavolo beats Dio. Mainly because skipping through time is actually more effective than pausing time, because if you it also just really depends. But you have to take into account that Dio is kind of almost immortal. So Dio. It doesn't just work like that. It reverts to zero. It just happens that willpower is also included in those things. It's just different use of the same ability. Alright then. Alright, Dio versus Diavolo, the fight wouldn't be like possible to make sense of. Stomps though. Like, okay, take this in consideration. Let's say Dio stops time. Let's say Dio stops time for 10 seconds. Goes up and stabs Diavolo. Diavolo really can't do anything about that. Now, say that Diavolo uses Epitaph to see 10 seconds into the future and sees that he sees himself stabbed in the chest for some unknown reason. So he immediately just erases that, making it so he erases all the time that Dio would have stopped time. So you have that opportunity to be like, okay, there's that. However, you also have to take into account that both these guys do not know what their stand originally is. You do not know. The only thing I gotta say is Dio probably wins because he has the advantage of the fact that the longer he fights, the more time he will be able to stop. The more of the fact that Diavolo just cannot counter what Dio can do. Not to mention Diavolo can punch a hole through Dio, but it's not gonna do much since he's gonna heal that off in like 10 seconds. Gorgar versus Beerus. Hulk 2003 versus Incredible Hulk 2008. Incredible Hulk 2008. Dio versus Diavolo would be weird. Diavolo could skip the stop time and foresee Dio's attacks, but Dio can just heal from anything It does. Green Lantern Corps versus Thor Corp. I have no idea how powerful the Thor Corp are. Batman Beyond versus Ultron. I don't know. I can't quantify Batman Beyond. All I do know is he has some experience, but Ultron, he can Ultron can probably just hack into his systems. Done. Alexander Death Battle. So made the multiple for Supersonic. It's never confirmed. Yeah, time stop becomes more than 10 seconds. Evol's dead. Yeah. The only reason why it stopped at 10 because he was able to beat him at that time. And with Dio over heaven, give Dio enough time, he'll just continue to grow and grow and grow and grow until it stops time forever. Only works in their home universe versus Grogar Gen 1 from G4. Just from seeing what G4 Grogar can do, yeah, G4 Grogar just destroys. And if you're just talking about Generation 1 Grogar versus all of Generation 4, no. We're Sonic humans. Chris Thorndike or Princess Elise. Princess Elise, because at least Chris grew as a character. You reached close to the bottom. Congrats. I'm actually at the bottom, I believe. Depends if Dio's getting Joseph Blood. Depends if it's Dio before or after getting Joseph Blood. I thought we were going off their most powerful state that they can probably get, minus, hacks and stuff like that, so we're not using Dio over heaven. If we're going to use Dio right before he dies to Jotaro, that Dio who can stop time for 10 seconds, then Dio wins. Even if you want to go with Dio who can only stop time for a fraction of a second, you still have to come up with a way for Diavolo to kill Dio before he gets over the 10-second mark. That's it. Have his bell, and he stomps. He doesn't even have his bell, and he still stomps. Just wait until he actually gets it. He's gonna get it. All right? I don't care what that episode has to say at the end. He's gonna get his damn bell. And let's say... Yeah, and also, yeah, Dio is also just physically stronger, being a vampire and all. Mickey Mouse versus Bugs Bunny. That's up in the air. I don't know all of what Bugs Bunny can do and all of what Mickey can do, since they all have so many different expansive universes of things. And since I have reached the bottom, that means that it's time to end off this. And it is 11:15, so I do kind of need to go to work tomorrow. Dio versus Ultimate Cars. Ultimate Cars. While Dio can stop time and do anything he wants, he can't really kill Ultimate Cars. Like, there's no way you can come up with a way for Dio to actually kill Ultimate Cars. While Ultimate Cars can just outlast him until the sun comes up and just burn his ass. Part 5, character scale from Silver Chariot. The world scales to Star Platinum, who is immensely stronger than Silver Chariot. It's 12 or 15 over here. Until next time, regular Mickey Mouse loses to Bugs. He's composite stand a chance. Kingdom Hearts, etc. Okay, yeah, stamp all. Yeah, that's in G4. Who can stamp all MLP G1 that's in G4? All? Tyrek. Tyrek G4 can probably stomp all of what Generation 1 guys have. Even base cars could beat them. Yeah, probably. So, alright, yeah. Could Josuke and Giorno beat Ultimate Cars? Josuke and Giorno? Probably. Josuke and Giorno have the capabilities to beat to beat them. To beat Ultimate Cars. Just because they have the capability doesn't mean automatically they think they can win. One of the biggest jokes that I like is that since Giorno can, bring back things, even if they're about to explode. Apparently, what if Josuke, I don't know, punched Joseph's hand, and making it so the hand that grabbed cars is coming back to Earth. What would happen? Alright. Versus Full Power Tyrek. We have to see. Because right now, without his bell, he's very finite. I gotta see how powerful he is with his bell before I want to make that comparison. Because right now, Grogar has the is the only one capable of knocking Tyrek down of his throne of being number one. And I really gotta end this now. It's been 3 hours. It's 11, so we're gonna end things off. Okay. Yeah, this has been a while since I talked this long, but hey, it's been a long time since I did a live stream like this. Chaos Emeralds, Infinity Stones, Infinity Stones. The Chaos Emeralds are very finite in what they can do, while the Infinity Stones in comic book lore are really broken. So, No, listen to you, Morgana. You're not, no. Oh, not to mention I'm gonna have to go through that again when Persona 5 Royale comes out. Oh, great. Anyway, yeah, this is UMB Universe. Hopefully within time, my reaction to the best episode of all time in Season 6 will come out, and YouTube will stop being stupid. See you next time. Bye.